A new suit. This is a year old almost. I've lost a lot of weight. Welcome to the show. It's Double Impact. I'm Gabe Eltaeb. Let me put the video up first. I'm out of sorts, guys. I'm late, so we're going to go full video, and then I'll come right back.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Welcome to the show. It's Double Impact. I'm your host, Gabe Eltaeb. We are doing Live and Let Die tonight. Roger Moore, James Bond. I'm going to put on my bow tie in a second. I'm dressed for the occasion. I was very late because I was getting dressed. I told my wife to buy me a clip-on bow tie, but she got me the regular kind. So I'm sitting here trying to make it tight enough for my very muscular neck. You know what I mean? So I will get that on. But yeah, I got this. I got to get this tailored. I got this a year ago. Remember, I went to Matthew Marsden's movie premiere in Santa Monica, and I got a new suit for the movie premiere. This was June. And I left the suit in San Diego, drove up to Santa Monica. An hour before showtime, I get in the trunk of my car. My suit's not there. So I drive down the Men's Warehouse. It's a mile from the boutique hotel I'm staying at in Santa Monica. And for $600 off the rack, I got this Calvin Klein suit, and it fits. But I've lost even more weight since then, so it's a little loose. I got to get it tailored. How you doing, Jericho?
Chilling. Like a villain, not a Bond villain. You know what? One of the pictures in the intro reminded me. The other day out of nowhere, I was thinking, man, what a shitty movie Rocky IV was.
You didn't like it?
Hell no. I was so disappointed in that. And it was a hit. I mean, it cost, what, 80 million or something like that. It made 300 million or cost 100 million, made 300 million. It was a huge hit commercially and monetarily, but I was just like, man, come on. It was Rocky, don't do it. You're gonna do it, Rocky.
We tried our best with that movie, Jericho. We kind of had ideas. I put that robot in there for you. I thought you liked that robot.
Yeah, I mean, don't fight him. I'm gonna fight him. He's dead now. I'm gonna fight him. Train, fight. We're out of here. I mean, I don't know why that popped in my head today, but I was like, man, that movie sucked. So
How dare you? How dare you? I love Rocky, and he can do no wrong. See, my voice cracked on that like Seinfeld. He can do no wrong.
Do no wrong, Rocky. 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 There we go.
We're gonna get into Roger Moore, and we're gonna watch a bunch of these. I'll say, we'll talk about some other stuff before we get to James Bond. I loved it. It was so corny. It was so of the 70s, but the good corny. It was very Bond, and it felt like he didn't miss a step picking up where Sean Connery left off. Connery
The man.
He's the best Bond. He's the most handsome. He's just got that swagger. Roger Moore has it too. He's got it. I've never seen a Roger Moore Bond, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Crazy ass movie.
It was nuts.
Very black movie too, in celebration of Black History Month.
It was so
It was
black.
a super black movie.
It had a bit of blaxploitation in it, just a little bit, just a hint.
You think? You think?
Like, just like you would use, saffron or something in your cooking. Just a little bit. A little bit was in there.
But ooh, what is that? It's like when you're ooh, what is that?
Yeah, you just a little something, it's in it. You might not be able to put your finger on it, but there's something, something in there. It wasn't bad. I liked it. There were a lot of things I liked about this movie as far as the blaxploitation angle. We'll get into that. But it wasn't the best Bond movie, but to be going from the greatest Bond ever to another guy, Roger Moore did great. And they kind of gave him a bad decade because Sean Connery was 60s. He was Roger Moore was the 70s. Fashion was a little wild. But they did it well. I'm not mad at Roger Moore. He's definitely number 2 James Bond of all time.
Right. Didn't know that. What prompted me to watch this was a guy I know online. I just know him from online casually. He's a social commentary. He does a lot of commentary on video games, but also anti-woke. A guy named Razorfist. He put his listing of the top Bonds, and he had Roger Moore number 1. He had Connery
what?
He had Roger Moore number 1, but he had Connery at 4.
And you trust him?
No, not about Bond anymore. But he reminded me that I'd never seen a Roger Moore Bond movie. So
Roger Moore did great.
This was a blaxploitation movie, though. And he had Kung Fu. Remember, Kung Fu was all the rage in the early 70s.
Yeah, and this is the same year that Bruce Lee died. So this is huge Kung Fu rage in America. This had blaxploitation in it, but compared to an actual blaxploitation film, this is nothing. This is nothing. The blaxploitation film is a glass of lemonade. And this movie was a glass of lemonade with a bunch of water in it. Like it was very watered down blaxploitation. Huh?
You ever drink an Arnold Palmer?
An Arnie Palmer? Yeah, those were great.
Ooh, what?
I did that before I knew what it was called.
It's half iced tea, half lemonade. Delish. Yeah. What kind of celebrity drink would an Arnold Schwarzenegger be?
It'd be a lot thicker. It'd be a lot more viscous than an Arnold Palmer. That's for sure. They probably have beer in it.
That river of glaze at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, it's thick. It's very viscous. It probably have beer in it. That'd be part of the ingredient.
Sure, because he's like German, right? Or Austrian.
Yeah, Austrian. Whatever. What's the fucking difference between Germany and Austria?
I think the pretzels are a little different or something.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm from California. Well, I'm from Oregon. All right. I mean, they're named something different, but they're fucking right there. Same weather, same,
If you're not from San Diego, like me, or Orange County, then Oregon and California.
Same thing.
If you're on the coast. Now, if you're in the farmland or the desert, then you're more normal. But if you're on the coast of California or Oregon, it's a crunchy groove, baby.
Yeah, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Yeah. You live in a converted bus, most likely.
An Arnie Schwarzenegger is a baby oil and brandy.
Lube you up and put you to bed right where you
want.
What
would Jericho Green be? And don't go with stereotypical black alcohol like Hennessy or Hypnotic.
Black alcohol?
No, alcohol, I never heard that before. That's amazing. And don't go with scissor or purple drink or lean.
That's that's poison. That shouldn't even be a drink. That shit kills people. I don't know. Absolutely. Maybe fucking, I don't even know. What would a Jericho Green drink be? What do I like? It probably wouldn't be an alcoholic beverage because I'm not a big alcohol drinker at all. I probably have 6 beers a year, maybe. Yeah, so it wouldn't be alcoholic. All right. Let's go. I like lemonade. I like a good lemonade. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. They probably have the best lemonade in the game.
I never had it.
Oh man, you got
it. I avoid sugar. I avoid drinks with sugar in them. I love them.
Then avoid that. Avoid that lemonade because
this is
900 gallons of
lemon flavored sugar.
Dude, it is, but it's good. It's a good lemonade. It's lemon juice, water, and sugar. But yeah, it would be half lemonade and probably half fuck, I don't know, ribeye juice. That sounds good.
My favorite drink, anything brought to me by a beautiful raven-haired Latina.
Yeah.
That's my favorite drink. Yeah.
Your wife just perked up like, I think,
Here you go,
he's talking about me.
Papicito.
Hey, speaking of not dark-haired Latinas, but beautiful women, shout out to the Bond girls, all of them, because there's always, no matter where it's Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, George, what's his name, who's in like one or two of them.
George Lazenby, he was in one exactly.
Yeah, George Lazenby, even Pierce Brosnan's punk ass. Yeah, even Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan's the worst James Bond, period. I will take anybody to the map for that one. Pierce Brosnan sucks as James Bond.
He doesn't have a lot of like personality, not a lot of charisma there. He's very, very steely-eyed, very just not a lot of like there's no charm.
Yeah, I mean he's if you had to split James Bond into two people, he would be the more, suave, vodka martini, shake it, not stirred.
He's also the guy
posh. He's too posh.
Yeah, and he shoots people in the brainstem from a foot away behind them, but he has none of that swagger in the bedroom eyes. He doesn't have that at all. Yeah,
he's very posh. He's the very upper crust James Bond. Right. If you had to send James Bond, to Oxford, undercover, he'd be perfect for that.
All the Bond guys are like the Spice Girls. There's like Baby Bond, Scary Bond, Posh Bond,
Sports Bond,
Sporty Bond.
Oh my goodness. No, he's
my lover.
You go again with my friends, isn't it?
You go get with my friend,
brev. One of the worst word in the British slang lexicon is brev. But I think Roger Moore or what's his name? Pierce Brosnan, definitely the worst one. But shout out to all the Bond girls. And ironically, Pierce Brosnan is the worst Bond, but he had probably the best Bond girl. I think was it Tomorrow Never Dies? Whichever one Halle Berry was in, But all the Bond girls, no matter the decade, the Bond, they were all beautiful. This one, the black girl, I don't know her name, but she was gorgeous. Right. A young Jane Seymour as Solitaire. I guess she would be the Bond girl out of the movie because she was in most of it. But the black chick was in the beginning of it. That was like the first girl. Right. And shout out to James Bond. I mean, he was like, "Hey, you're white, you're black, you're Asian, whoever. You're gonna get it."
So it's all. I can't even finish that sentence. That is for the football.
No, do it. Do it. Finish that sentence right now.
No, there's ladies in the audience. I told you I'm fine with cussing with the fellas, but I feel weird talking real dirty in front of women. With the guys, like whatever.
It's Kara and Heather. They don't care.
Okay, I'm not saying it. All
right. If I knew what you were going to say, I would say it.
I'll text it to you. Where's my phone?
I'll say it. Perfect.
Yeah. I gotta grab my phone is behind me over here. Sorry.
But being a Bond girl, that's like that's a badge of honor, I would imagine, amongst actresses. For you to be a Bond girl, you're like immortalized in one of the greatest movie franchises ever. I'm sure they probably have like a yearly Bond girl, or a semi-annual or something every 20 years or something. I'm sure they have some kind of Bond girl get together. If not, they should.
Who was not a Bond girl that should have been? Let's go. Let's settle that.
There's a lot of ladies who should have been Bond girls. If you're talking, Hollywood beauties over the years.
Right.
I was surprised, like a Pam Anderson. I'm surprised she wasn't a Bond girl.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
She's a famous hottie. There's just too many. Elizabeth Shue, as far as like, the iconic, they're in everything kind of chick. But I don't know if she's hot enough. I don't know if Elizabeth Shue's hot enough because Bond girls they're gorgeous. Like they're smoking.
What's your tux, JG?
Smoking hot. I have no class, Heather.
he's not even wearing pants, just so you guys know.
Yeah. You're lucky I got a shirt on.
I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing shorts. I just have regular shorts. And I have sneakers on.
That's every newscaster.
Why would I wear the pants and the dress shoes? Why would I do that?
Do it next time. I want you fully tuxed. But that was everybody during the Sweet and Sour Sniffles. Everybody was suit on top and just like sweats or nude on the bottom. Remember that one dude started jerking off? He thought everybody was
the guy on CNN did that.
What are you doing?
And then they fucking brought him back and gave him his job back, which is amazing.
Look, man. Look.
What was his name, that guy?
I can't remember. Somebody was talking
Kelly
about LeBron. Why wasn't Kelly LeBrock a Bond
and
girl?
she has the British accent.
And
she
she's British. And of course, she has the looks to be a Bond girl, but at least get her in there as Money Penny.
Can you believe that this is Steven Seagal's ex, dude?
You blew it, Steve. You're an idiot. What an idiot. He came home to that. He's coming in the house from a long day on set, kicks off his moccasins that I'm sure he wears when he's going through his Indian phase, even though she was before the Indian phase. But for the sake of, why wasn't Cindy Crawford a Bond girl?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Any of those, Elle McPherson, what's her name? Kathy Ireland, any of those. Selma Hayek, yeah. Gal Gadot, I'm sick of her. Forget Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, nah. When COVID happened, she started singing "Imagine" with everybody online.
Oh, if you were in if you were in the Imagine video or the "I Take Responsibility" black and white video, get out of here.
Do you think of a worse song than "Imagine"? I can't stand the Beatles or John Lennon. I've said that before. I hate the Beatles with a passion. I don't like
them. Imagine all the people poll.
No, fuck off forever, Beatles.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm not a Beatles fan. Beatles are overrated.
No, you want to say you're better than Jesus and more famous than Jesus, and then imagine there's no heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. Well, what kind of positive song is this? And then they're going to sing that during the lockdown when people are worried about dying. Hey, imagine there's no heaven.
Yeah, kill yourself.
Awesome.
I can think of two people right off the top of my head. Two, because the other one wasn't religious. But I can think of two people who were super famous whose careers ended because they said that they were Jesus, or they were greater than Jesus, or they defaced some religious symbol, in front of the world. Sinead O'Connor, when she tore the picture of the Pope on, was it SNL she was on? Yeah. And then there was a group from the 80s/90s called, or a singer, but he had a whole band with him. His name's Terrence Trent D'Arby. Sign Your Name Across My Heart. What was the other one he had? Sign Your Name Across My Heart. He had like some hits, huge hits in the 80s and early 90s. And then he went on a talk show and was like, oh yeah, we're bigger than Jesus. We're bigger than God. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then the people are like, what? And his career was done. I was like, ooh, but I'm just saying there was a time when America was different and they held things like that in very high regard. And if you shit on that, that was it. Now you can like do whatever you want. And they're just like, oh, no big deal.
There's no denying the Beatles are insanely talented singer, songwriter, musician, artist. No denying their skill. I just don't like that. To me, they're one of the like the vanguard of the 60s and the degeneracy that persists to this day. I can't believe Steven Seagal let this one go though. And speaking of Steven Seagal, hey Jericho, how you doing, buddy? Happy Black History Month is almost over. Has it been a good one for you?
Before you said that, I was going to say, I don't want to say this. What the fuck am I
doing here?
No, I always say that. That's a permanent question in all of our minds. But
yeah, you should just get a hat that says, what the fuck is Steven doing here?
Yeah, why are you here? But you're an idiot because I don't know if you can see behind you there. No. Before your Black History comment, I wasn't going to say this, but now it's okay because you're an idiot. Because that right there, you had that. That's the winning lottery ticket. You had the money, but then you blew it on stupid shit, and now you got to go back to work. Now you got to ask for your job back.
She would not support my turquoise collection. I like a lot of turquoise.
Steven, who think back, who in your life did support that?
The guy at the turquoise shop really supported my turquoise collection.
I think that was more of a business thing with him.
Either way.
He was the only one, right? He was the only one. Yeah, never mind. I was trying to make a point, but you won't get it. But
I need your address. I do have a turquoise medallion I'd like to send you.
Nah, you'll never get that. I'll make sure you never get that. But back to my original
hold on. I had it personalized. It says, this Black Life Matters, Kwanzaa 2025.
But now
Black History Month. Black History Month 2025.
Now, for sure, in my next life, I'll make sure you never get it too. But yeah, man, you blew it. You had it. You had that money. Oh man, if I win the lottery, you had it. You won it. The money was in the account, and you blew it. And now you don't have Kelly LeBrock.
She didn't leave me. I left her. Just so you know.
Even worse. You're not helping yourself, Steven. That's even
Do you know
worse.
how much turquoise I have?
That's a problem. That you keep saying that, like I'm gonna say, oh, turquoise? Never mind, I take it all back.
I have
No,
a
man,
turquoise.
that's even worse.
Listen.
Mhm.
I got a turquoise bolo tie that would
I
knock
believe
you
it.
over if you saw it.
I think it would knock me over with embarrassment, not with awe. Whatever. It's not important.
Okay, well, what notable jubilees did you celebrate this Black History Month?
None.
No.
But what I will highlight is your stupidity for walking away from Ms. Kelly LeBrock.
Well, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah. Sure does. Turquoise does, unfortunately.
Listen, the real reason I'm here is not just because Kelly, the beautiful Kelly, is here, but the real reason I'm here is I wrote a song for you to celebrate the end of Black History Month, and it goes in conjunction with the turquoise medallion I'm going to send you. So I'd like to perform that for you now. Would you like to hear it?
No, I would not like to hear it. And
Would you really like to hear it?
No, I would definitely not like to hear it. I'm going to take all my Black History wishes and put them all on this right here. It's like we're in Vegas. I'm sliding all my chips to the middle.
If you had one Black History Month wish, what would it be?
That you leave.
Oh my God, it works.
It's real. I guess if you really don't tell people what you wish for,
you should have wished for more wishes, dude.
But that's never a thing. You can never do that. That's number one in wish granting is you can't wish for more wishes. You've seen Aladdin. You've seen Aladdin. You've seen Aladdin recently, right? And you know that you can't wish for more wishes.
Right. That is true.
And speaking of Aladdin, it's about the original animated version. Was it 92?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it was 92. 91, 92 was at least 10,000 times better than the live action one they came out with.
Did you see the live action one?
Yeah.
Now, this is what I don't understand. You saw the ads for it. You saw what it looked like, and then you still chose to watch it. Explain.
My kids wanted to see it.
Okay. Right.
So after it was pre-scanned for bullshit.
Right.
I was like, okay, you can watch it.
So it wasn't woke. It's like, hey, Aladdin, maybe he's a girl, maybe he's a boy. Let's find out.
No. It wasn't woke. It was just bad. Okay. And again, now we have technology for CGI and all this stuff that's leaps and bounds ahead of what they had when the original one came out. So what the fuck? It's like I give you, all right, right now you just have old 50s kitchen equipment, right? The old KitchenAid. Right. I upgrade you, new Sub-Zero, new this, new that, shiny and bright, and now you're giving me worse food. What is that? When you all these technological advancements and it sucks. It was bad, man. I'd much rather watch the original animated one with Robin Williams. That was a masterpiece.
That was the golden age for Disney, in my opinion. Was 89, starting with The Little Mermaid. Those 4 movies in a row. It was Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, whatever order that was in. That's like the best era of Disney ever.
So that's like Steven Spielberg, or what was the guy? John Hughes, or just one of those directors that just had, fucking string of just
John
slams.
Hughes. Right. John Hughes with all his Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Like John Hughes had like 10 Say Anything. He had so many.
Just hit after hit, iconic film after iconic film. That run of Disney cartoons is absolutely amazing. Lion King?
Right.
Come on.
The only other thing like it is Steven Seagal's first 5 movies.
Well, we're gonna put that in the up for debate category.
I gotta show you this. Changing gears real quick because I loved it. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, you're gonna love this. Maybe you saw this. It came out this afternoon. She says the Attorney General Pam Bondi confirms that Jeffrey Epstein files will be released tomorrow.
I saw that.
I then tweeted, I wish I had known about this sooner so I could have invested in wood chipper stock. Because tomorrow is only a day away. At your bottom. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow.
I love ya. Yeah.
I love the ya, by the way.
How do you spell ya? How do you spell
W,
yeah?
or W, that's wa. It's Y-A. You're only a day away. So I saw some guy on Twitter say that they should have dropped the Epstein list like right when the Oscars happens.
Oh, dude, you see
You know what
those
Trump
people
should
up
do?
there?
You know what Trump should do? It's all optics. Remember they raided Mar-a-Lago. They frog marched Roger Stone out of his house. They put the busts on the news to like demoralize. Whoever's going to arrest the Epstein people should raid the Oscars during the fucking ceremony while it's on the air.
Yeah,
Literally
just take people out of their seats.
Coming in, trigger discipline, pulling people out by their fucking ear.
Taking people out of the crowd, out of their seats.
Right.
Oh, dude. You just see them up there on stage just fucking flop sweating. And the winner for best film, just sweating. That would be lovely.
Holding the rifles.
Don't you fucking move.
Then you just get on the ground. Turn around. Do not face me. Hands in the air. Lace your fingers behind your head.
You just hear 2 solo shots just out in the distance because somebody didn't listen.
Piece of shit Hollywood weird perverts. Oh, I'd love to see them get arrested during their fucking ritual. They pat themselves on the back for fucking pretending. By the way, I'm an artist. I'm a great fucking artist. I'm a great writer, great illustrator. I'm never backing down from that. I know art. I'm speaking from ignorance here, but I have a strong suspicion that acting is one of the easiest arts to do. It's just talking. We all talk. What? We've all lied. Lying is saying things that are not true. Acting is saying shit that isn't happening either. I think anyone can master acting in a short amount of time. Now, the highest level acting, your Daniel Day-Lewis, probably not. That's some skill. But the average dum-dum in a movie or TV show, anyone can do that. I stand by that, not back it down.
There's David Spade has a bit on one of his comedy specials. I think it's called Fake Problems. Yeah. Hilarious. And he has, David Spade's an actor. He's been in tons of movies. And he said, people ask me sometimes, is acting hard? And then, he takes a couple beats. No, it's not. He said, was it Jodie Foster, 5 years old, wins an Oscar. What's her name? Something Sibiday.
Could you imagine a 5-year-old winning the Super Bowl? A 5-year-old winning
400 yards.
Winning the Pulitzer Prize. A 5-year-old winning the Eisners in My Business.
Yeah, just a 5-year-old, 400 yards, right. Fucking 30 for 28 or 28 for 30.
A 5-year-old
4 touchdowns.
Lucky. Yeah, what? 5 touchdowns, 342 yards.
That little motherfucker's bad.
A 5-year-old is lucky to not get half of their SpaghettiOs on their lap while they're trying to have a bowl of pasta.
5-year-olds are a mess. And then he said, I can't remember something. Is it Gabrielle Sibiday? Was that the girl from Precious? Very first movie, she gets an Oscar. What's her name? Jennifer Hudson. She came in 8th place on American Idol, the thing that she's been doing her whole life, acting. First movie, Oscar. He's like, so yeah, so it's pretty easy.
I think I can act. You give me 1 week, I'm rattling off those lines. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. I mean, there are levels to it. There's levels to everything, but we're talking, a commercial, a sitcom. Yeah.
Right. You're 2.5 Men. Big Bang Theory.
No problem.
Oof.
Whatsoever. Go in the room with all your Jewish writers, a team of Jewish writers. They tell you what to say. All you got to do is, and they fucking cards. What's my line? To fucking carry you through it. Yeah, they carry you through it. So hell yeah, you can act. If 5-year-olds are doing it, shit.
Yeah,
I think I'm as good as a 5-year-old. I hope.
Right. Oh, and another one I wanted to ask you about before we get to James Bond, because I think you would love this. My wife sent me this today. Where is it?
Shout out to Adrian.
Where did it go? Yeah.
Shout out.
Where the fuck is it? There is a live action Barney movie coming.
Kill me now.
But hold on. Wasn't the Barney show already live action?
Yeah, it was. It was a live show.
It wasn't animated.
Been there, done that.
It was live action. So what are they talking about? But what do you like? Are you going to go for this role? Hold on, wrong one, not the girl.
That one? Oh, that's in Barney. I'll watch it.
No.
It's in Barney. I'll watch it.
I don't know how to say her name. Ayo, Edie Beery in talks to write and star in A24's live action Barney movie.
So is she going to be in the suit?
I think she's going to be the heroic black woman. She'll have to shave the sides of her head to be heroic, who helps Barney resist Trump and all his racist thoughts.
Barney's going to be fucking racist.
Right.
And
So,
show him how stupid he is.
So to get a little behind the scenes, we bring in our great friend, the one and only Barney.
What's up, you little fuckers?
It's been a lot. Happy New Year. We haven't seen you since 2024. I just want to know how things are going. And congratulations, dude. You're getting a second act in life. It seems like they're making a movie. I'm not trying to like say anything, but you haven't acted since the early 2000s. You got to be ecstatic about this movie. How do you feel about it? What's going through your head?
I guess it's okay.
What was it like? Where were you when you got the call from your agent?
Let's see, I was coming off a bender, and he called me, and after I fished my way out of the pile of whores, I answered the phone, and he was like, "Hey, Barney, you want to come back and do your Barney thing?"
I thought you were sober, man. I thought you were going to call me if you were tempted.
No, new year, new me.
No, new year, old you. You told me you stopped the bullshit.
Yeah, whatever. That was last year. New year, new set of problems. And I'm back in it. Cocaine as far as the eye can see.
Really? So just mountains of that white powder, huh?
You see how big my nose is?
It's going to take a lot of cocaine to fill that nose.
A lot of coke.
So you don't have a Coke spoon, you have like a Coke bowl?
Hey, put my head in there. Deep breaths.
Oh boy. Do you feel like that your substance abuse, use, I don't want to be judgy, your substance use is going to be a problem on set? Like, focusing and getting enough sleep and remembering your lines and
won't be my fucking problem.
Well, it is the Barney movie, so it's not like they could fire you, so.
That's right. It's in the title. Oh, I'll be there. But what condition will I be in? That is the question.
Can you give us a little behind the scenes on what Barney's what this new movie's gonna be about? Is it gonna be about modern problems about is like the internet? Is Barney dating? Is he on Tinder? Is he buying crypto? Is he driving a Lamborghini down the I-95 on his way to Miami high on cocaine? Like, what's Barney doing now?
All of the above. All I know is there have this black girl and she's supposed to be cool and tell me how stupid I am and cisgender, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to do my best to not bite her head off of her shoulders.
Okay. And then, yeah, I'm sure it'll be her resisting the man and resisting toxic masculinity and the patriarchy. Are you going to be her foe or are you going to be her ally? Can you spoil that for us right here?
I start out as her ally and then I realize what a jackass she is and I become her foe.
Oh, okay. All right. So probably not a happy ending for her, but as usual, a happy ending for Barney the dinosaur.
I love happy endings. Shout out to the Asian ladies in the crowd.
This ain't that kind of show, Barney. Remember.
If I'm here, it is.
Okay. Well, is there anything you want to say before you go? Anything you want to promote or?
No, just shout out to the Asian ladies.
Okay. That's
that. I'll roll over on my back now.
Okay. The one and only Barney the purple dinosaur, everyone. Dude, that guy's a mess. He's a fucking mess.
What did he mean by roll over on his back? Do they rub his thighs or something?
Well, maybe it's like a dog where you rub his belly and his big dinosaur leg starts kicking real fast or something like that.
Yeah, but then that lipstick comes out. And then
jeez.
Sideways. Then everything goes sideways. Oh, well. Shout out to the Asian ladies.
Well, I'm going to be there on opening night. I want to see the new Barney movie. So,
it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get invite to the premiere.
We go to the premiere. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
But I want to get there before him. I don't want to be caught on the red carpet when Barney shows up. I want to be inside in my seat because he might not make it.
No?
He might not make it inside of his own premiere.
Yeah. And this time I'll remember my suit instead of leaving it in San Diego.
That's a good start.
You don't even know what that felt like, dude.
Oh, I've arrived at places.
Such an idiot.
Forgetting one of the most important pieces.
My buddy got married like 15 years ago. And I was one of the groomsmen, and some of the buddies from childhood were groomsmen. One of the buddies was stationed in Hawaii. He was in the military at the time. And it is 8 a.m. and the service was early. Their religion is Iglesia Ni Cristo, which is a Filipino sect. And so their marriages have like a certain way they're done. They're done kind of early in the morning, like at 10 or something. And then anyway, it's like 8 and we're, ironing shirts and getting dressed. We got a hotel room and we went out and had big steaks the night before and, had some fun. And the guy from Hawaii opens his bag with the suit jacket and the shirt and everything, and the pants are not in there. The pants are in Honolulu, some 6,000 miles away. Yeah, and it was a very specific color of camel. It's not just black that you can find anywhere. It's a Sunday morning, by the way. What kind of things are open Sunday, and we got to be at the church at like 9:30? Somehow, a department store like a couple blocks away opened like right at 9, and the father-in-law guy or whatever jumped in the van and took him there, bought the pants, and dropped him off at the church after us. It was a close one. It was not good.
So close.
If you're going to drink a lot the night before a wedding, check the clothes the night before the wedding. In fact, check the clothes before you fly here from Hawaii to San Diego.
Just put the clothes on. Just put the clothes on and fucking don't take them off. Just to be sure.
Look at None the Miser. He's got the opening shot of the Barney movie. We catch up with Barney. Interior, daytime, Barney's apartment with his futon. We catch up with Barney pawning his 1992 Daytime Emmy. And action.
And action.
He's inside the pawn shop.
He's definitely underweight, frantic.
He's like itching himself a lot. Oh, what do you mean? It's only
I'll
worth
take anything.
$28. This is an Emmy. It's an Emmy award.
Look at that 92 daytime. That was me. Come on. All right, I didn't want to do this, but I'll suck your cock.
Whoa, Barney. Over here.
So, yeah, we look forward to the Barney movie.
Dude, Barney is crazy, dude. But he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
All right.
Can't wait to see him.
All right. So we've had some interesting guests in here tonight. Very, very interesting. We had Steven Seagal.
Plethora.
Yep, the great Steven Seagal, my personal friend of mine. And then Barney. But now,
formerly great Steven Seagal. Let's be honest.
But now we move on to the blaxploitation movie from the 70s. That is
light blaxploitation film. If you need to see like Blackula, these are fucking bad. Those are bad. There was some jive. The cab driver was talking jive. Yeah, he was too much.
Say, brother.
Right. Say, brother. There was a guy that black bar / pool hall called Filet of Soul, Filet of Soul. Yeah. That he goes into with all the people in Harlem.
It was definitely a colored establishment. And they called him a honky 28 times in that cab ride. And a honky's turning left. You got a honky coming. I was like, damn, a honky.
Now, wait, if you're a white person, but you're British, are you still a honky? There's got to be a British way to call him a honky.
Honky. I think it's a color of skin thing. So you could be from anywhere, and if you fit that shade, you've been honkified. But this right here, look at her face. Jane Seymour is the master of not saying anything and having it all play out with facial expressions. She didn't say a lot. Like, she has her scenes where she's dealing the cards and stuff, and she's doing her little fortune telling. But the scenes with them running around and this scene right here where they're tied up and all that other shit, I noticed her just having these looks on her face. She's worried. She's scared. What was that? Everything was like in her facial expressions. It was really, really good.
I thought it was funny that this movie, one of the main points of this movie, James Bond always sleeps with the Bond girl. That's the thing. He's a Lothario. Yep. But one of the major plot points, because usually the sex James Bond has with the women is irrelevant to the story. It's just he's James Bond. This is what he does.
Yeah. How else are you going to get the information?
But not in this movie. Him sleeping with her is like the center of the plot. It takes away her mystical powers. It makes, how do you say, the great Yaphet Kotto, who I love, is a great villain.
Yeah.
I loved Yaphet Kotto Friday nights in the 90s on NBC on Homicide, Life on the Street, where he was the police captain, and Andre Braugher, the amazing, rest in peace, Andre Braugher was my favorite character on. But I loved Homicide, Life on the Street. That was the first time I saw Yaphet Kotto. And then we loved him in The Running Man, where he wasn't a zero. He wasn't just a plain zero. Now he was a what zero?
Worst line ever written.
Right.
He is Sub-Zero, now plain zero.
Yeah, awesome.
What?
Anyway, he was great in Alien, Yaphet Kotto.
Yep.
He's one of those great character actors that's been in a million things.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved him in this. But one of the central parts of the story here is she loses her virginity to James Bond. It takes away her fortune-telling powers. And now, is it Kagana? The character that Yaphet is playing. I don't know. He wants to kill her now. So that's
because she's of no use. He told her. The same thing with your mom. She became of no use to me. And once you do, you're out. He was very straightforward with her. He let her know what's up very clearly. But yeah, Jane Seymour, hot. She's almost 75 now, I think. But this one,
yeah.
And all the James Bond, all the Bond girls are beautiful.
Right.
But she was definitely up there. Yeah, in very 70s, if you like bell bottoms and afros, fucking hold on. Because you are going to have a great time. The first time, maybe this is the one and only time, or maybe it was the first ever and they do it in the newer ones, but the first time I ever heard cursing in a James Bond movie.
Yeah, she said holy shit at one point. I was like, what?
Shit. Yeah, that threw me. I was like, what? James Bond? You can't be cussing. Blood. I never seen blood in another James Bond flick.
Right, that dude splicing up his arms.
Yeah, there was some blood in this one. Second time I've seen sharks. Shout out to was that Dr. No?
Was it Thunderball or Dr. No?
Thunderball or Dr. No, where they had the sharks in there. Love it. Right. And it had those classic James Bond tropes, the tie him up. I'm going to tell you my plan because you're going to die anyway, Bond.
He took him on a friendly tour showing him that underground monorail and all that.
They're very cordial.
I had them install it. I thought it was rather convenient.
Yeah, now I'm going to tie you up and kill you. I wish there was more. I don't think they had any Q. It's very briefly. Here's a watch. There
was Q and Moneypenny for like a millisecond.
Yeah, I need more of that. I need more Q. I need more Mission.
And they gave him the magnetic watch.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And it had a little saw on it that we didn't know about. That was cool. But yeah, I need more Q. I need more Miss Moneypenny, and she had his back. Shout out to Moneypenny, the one woman that he cannot bed. I think he could if he really tried, if he really turned it up. But she was good at repelling him. He was good at failing to get her, and he knew that was the game they played. Miss Moneypenny, he'd flirt. Oh, James. Oh, go James Bond. Whatever. Like she always exactly. Oh, behave, James Bond. And he was like, oh, Miss Moneypenny, like bringing her roses and shit like that. Totally flirty with her. Great back and forth. Love it. But yeah, the Lothario, the philanderer is turned up to 10.5 in this one. If you're a lady, you got some information, he's fucking.
What if it got revealed eventually that this whole time, all the movies, all the adventures, James Bond's got a wife and 4 kids at home. And he's just a fucking scumbag.
Dick. You said you were going to quit MI6. I can't quit MI6 and come here with these children, and there's 4 of them. Oh, James, get back here. Fuck that. That's why he hopped in that Aston Martin.
You were done with other women. You lied to me again.
And she's like rollers in her hair. They live in like the fucking where all the coal dust settles in fucking England. Oh, governor. And he's like, fuck this. Where's my Aston
It's like Martin? Got a Dick Van Dyke, a chimney sweep. Hello, governor.
I'm a chimney sweep. It's like, fuck this. I'm going to London town, girl. Fuck. I'll be back in a week.
Right.
Don't bother to come back, James. We're going to go live with my mother.
Go to your mother's.
Fuck off. Just gets in his Aston Martin. Cranks it up. Oh, I know you can hear me, James. Poor guy. I feel bad for James Bond in that.
Look at this. Andrew Coda. In grade school, I felt like James Bond. I had a universal TV remote my grandma got. I turned on the TV in the middle of a lecture.
Dude. Nice. Hey, that's and back in the day when we were kids, man, the watch TV, whatever your watch could do was fucking it did everything. It was amazing. And that was the coolest part about watching James Bond as a kid was the gadgets. Don't push that 007. You know, don't pull the pin. No, don't sit there, James. You know, it was always that was another back and forth. That was as important as Miss Moneypenny was him and Q. James was a sledgehammer, and Q had all these little things in it. Don't James Bond, stupid James. And he's like, you know, this does this, and fucking click your heels together. A radio comes out, all that cool shit. I wish they had more of it, but this was still
waggle your eyebrows. It shoots a beam that will defeat your enemy.
Yeah. You know, James, if you tap the head of your penis 3 times, it will shoot out a laser that will incapacitate the largest man. He's like, wait, what?
Now, I won't spoil it. We'll wait till we get there. There's one thing in this movie that's extremely stupid. The way he defeats Yaphet Kotto.
It started good, though.
The special effect is really horrible.
But it started good. The final battle started good.
I mean, the punchline to how Yaphet Kotto meets his end. The very end of Yaphet Kotto is horrible.
But you know what, Gabe, you know what?
It's funny.
I'm going to be the PR rep for the final death scene of
do tell.
And I must say, when I saw that, I said to myself, 1973. You know? That's all I could say. 1973. Because it was bad. Yeah. But I'm sure watching that in 1973 was like, you see, fucking exploded. But watching it now, like that shit was terrible.
Wasn't great. Wasn't great. In the script, it sounds exciting. They plant the seed 10 minutes before when they show what that gun thing does.
They do.
So they do earn it. They don't just cheat. But
no,
when
they mentioned
the special effect, it is terrible.
It's awful. But they did mention it in the beginning when the guy, why the fuck didn't they have Q? His boss was basically being Q. He was your watch 007 and all that shit. But he did mention the shark gun. And then the guy, when they dropped him off in the boat, he's like, you're gonna need the shark gun on the way back.
I wonder if the shark gun influenced the Jaws movie. Similar,
yes. Yes, if you fast forward to the very end, they die the same exact way.
Yeah, similar. Huh.
So could be. 73. When did Jaws come out? 76?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of cross-pollination with these guys who were young watching these older directors, and they did that.
All right. So it starts out. Is this the United? This is the United Nations, right?
New York, and I think. Let me check. Hold on. I should have checked this before. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So the World Trade Center was dedicated the same year that this came out because in the opening scene, it showed you the New York City skyline. And I think I saw the World Trade Center, but I think it was at an angle where you just see one tower. The other tower was directly behind it. Because that's what I was looking for. Because, you know, you see New York skyline from movies before 2001, and you always see it and go, damn, you know, it's not there anymore. But, yeah, I think that's what it was. I caught it at that angle. But, yeah, that New York City skyline, man, fucking iconic. Love it.
Right. So I thought it was an interesting choice for an action-adventure movie. It does not start off with action or adventure. It starts off with a meeting in the United Nations. But they have to set the tone because one of these guys, some weird noise happens through his headphones where the translation comes through, and he kills over dead, this guy, like a roach hit with Raid. He flops over and dies. We cut down to would this be near New Orleans or something like this, or is this on that island?
That's in Jamaica.
Okay, this is on the island. Okay.
Yeah, New York, Jamaica, and New Orleans.
That's right, like those are the locations. Yeah. So then there's like a voodoo ritual sacrifice thing, and there's a scary guy with a skull painted face, you know, wearing all this like looks like voodoo kind of stuff. And they kill this guy, and he's a British agent, right? Who's on the trail for the what the hell's going on with? Yeah. Is it Mr. Big, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's Yaphet Kotto's Mr. Big, right?
Yeah, and they're taking out, you know, they're doing the opening to Commando. They're doing, you know, you've seen a lot of action movies, Lethal Weapon 2, where they're taking out the team. That's what they're doing. They're taking out agents.
Right. So everyone that was on the trail of Mr. Big and what the hell he was up to is getting killed. First guy gets his brains fried by some sonic weapon. Second guy, they have him bit with a snake, right? I do like how when people get bit by a snake in movies, they die in like
instantly.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like from what I know, and I'm not a zoologist, if you get bitten by a snake, it's like, could be hours long agonizing death,
Yeah, even if they bite a mouse, that thing still has like 2 minutes.
Right.
Until the poison takes effect. But yeah, this guy and someone else, I won't spoil it, but this guy and someone else meets a venomous end, and it's pretty quick.
It's like they get bit and they go, Ugh. It's like when someone gets stabbed. Someone gets stabbed in the stomach in a movie and they die in a second. Like, if you got stabbed in the gut, you would live for possibly hours, definitely
agonizing.
Minutes you would live,
Yeah, for sure. But these guys are getting taken out in various ways. And, of course, when we first see Eltaeb, you know what he's up to.
Uh-oh.
Man, what? Wrapping up post-coital.
Right.
So this is an Italian agent that works for the Italian, Secret Service or CIA, their version of the CIA or whatever. So, of course, she had to make her way back to 007's lair and get that real 007, Would you like the real 007? Oh, James. And always, James.
Oh, James.
This dude, and that's why he appealed to men as well. I'm sure, ladies found him attractive and suave and all this, but men, this guy has everything. He has looks. He's a badass. He can punch dudes out. He can also throw in a tux and sip a martini amongst, the richest and most wealthy and intelligent, the aristocrats.
Suit,
Yeah. And he can lay pipe to the ladies. He's a spy. Fucking, he's everything.
The crazy thing. The guy that wrote all these, Ian Fleming, the author, he was British naval intelligence. So I wonder, did he have adventures? Not like this. These are cartoonish, the adventures.
Pretty close.
I wonder, was he loving ladies all over the world and killing bad guys and all kinds of? I wonder if he did this stuff.
Could be. I mean, it's not as glamorous and well packaged as we see it on the screen, but yeah, I'm sure he probably bedded a few dizzy dames. But but when you see James, that's another thing I liked about James Bond, the way he talks. He's always cool. He's not stressed out. He's not breathing fast. He's not nervous. He's like, when earlier or later in the movie when he gets taken away, I'll be back, darling. Don't worry. I shan't. He says, I shan't be long. And these thugs are taking him out to
kill him.
Right. Yeah, they're going to kill him. Oh, darling, I shan't be long. Nothing shakes him. He's cool as a cucumber. Yeah. No matter what. The was it Dr. No? When he's bringing the razor, about to cut him in half long ways, starting with his sack. You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. He wasn't even tripping. You're about to fillet the real 007, and you expect me to talk. He wasn't screaming, he wasn't crying, he was it's like, whatever. I got this. I'm fucking
that's the big appeal of the character. One of the big things is, as a guy, you want to be that. As a girl, you want that, right? So women want him, men want to be him. That's that old saying. You see James Bond kicking ass, killing guys, doing spy and like figuring out puzzles and all this, overcoming crazy odds, and then getting the beautiful women. Something for everyone here. And Amazon got, it's crazy. I just happened to be talking to my wife about James Bond like a week and a half ago, that the Barbara Broccoli, she's the daughter, I believe, of the guy that was producing these. It was his name, Bob Broccoli. I don't know. Fred Broccoli. Anyway, if you look at the credits of these old Albert, it's always Albert. Okay, Al Broccoli. What an interesting last name. I told my wife, she was quoted recently saying that all the woke people at Amazon and MGM are fucking idiots, and she doesn't want to make a Bond movie anytime soon. A day after I told my wife that, this is like a week ago, Amazon announces that they have secured the full rights from Barbara Broccoli by, I don't know, throwing in another $1 billion, whatever. And then Jeff Bezos, I believe, or someone said, who should be the next Bond? And then everyone said, it better be Henry Cavill unless you don't like money. So I think it should be Henry Cavill. Come on. That guy,
yeah, dude, he's He's got it, man. But they need to get some fucking Invisalign on that bottom row. I can't. James Bond can't have an imperfection like that.
You can't have those crazy teeth on the bottom.
They can't have those British choppers on the bottom. You gotta do Invisalign 6 months. Shit'll be fucking straight as a fence, man.
Right.
But the top row is great, but that bottom row, I can't help it, man. I can't.
No, it's got to be Cavill. He's got to be Bond, and we got to have a macho, old school script. I think they should even put it back in the 60s. I don't think it should be in.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Put it in the 60s with all the style, all the flair, all the music, all the cars, all the architecture, all the hairdos. Put it in the 60s. That's what I think. Henry Cavill, 1963 or 65 or something like that, and I think it'd be awesome. So,
yeah, that shit would be really cool. But Henry Cavill, yeah, man, he has that look, and he has that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he got it. You see it when he plays Superman. Right. Just that real calm, cool. You know, ain't no big deal. I got this.
You know, in real life, he's a gigantic nerd.
Oh, is he?
You know those like it's like Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Warhammer. It's those little space marines and orcs and elves. You paint them and then you roll dice and there's rules.
Yeah.
He's a huge Warhammer fan, so much so that there's a Warhammer television show being developed by Amazon that he is like starring and producing in.
Yeah, but, he's on that The Witcher. He's on that show too.
Well, he left that because the woke feminist writers came in and ruined it and made it all woke and stupid. So he left that show actually after like 2 seasons.
Jeez.
And but he's a huge nerd. He built his own gaming computers. Like he likes to build computers to play online games or whatever. So yeah, I think he'd be great. I think he's a guy that should be a superstar, and the stuff he's been in hasn't been great. That Witcher thing failed. His Superman, I think he's great, but I think the movies weren't great. Superman being waved off by his dad, Kevin Costner, to let his dad die in the tornado, it makes no sense.
Yeah, he could have saved him.
He's like, nah, son, they don't need to know your identity. Just watch your dad be ripped to pieces by the tornado.
Yeah,
that's illogical. That's fucking
He
dumb.
can save his dad. Why leave his mom all alone?
Like, listen, I'm a writer. I always say that. There's such a thing as a second draft. It's okay to have a bad idea. Just get rid of it and write something better. You know?
Yeah, why couldn't his dad be around?
I don't know.
Why couldn't Uncle Ben stay alive in Spider-Man? Why do you have to kill his Uncle Ben?
Well, hold on. That I have to disagree. Let me bust out the nerd psychology. When Spider-Man got his powers, he became very arrogant, and he wanted to look out for number one and only use his powers to make money. And he wrestled the guy, he won some money, and he was in a place, and the robber ran past him. And the police said, hey, stop that guy. And Spider-Man's like, I'm not stopping that guy. You go stop that guy yourself. I look out for number one. He gets home, and guess who robbed and murdered Uncle Ben? The very robber who ran past him. Stopped.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh my God, with great power comes great responsibility. So Spider-Man's uncle did have to die. You know,
it could have been somebody else that happened to. They could have died.
It's worse and not like Lenny, the hot dog vendor that he sort of knows.
No, one of them is like a kid or something.
That's a kid. That's worse.
Or maybe the kid was put in a wheelchair. Or a lady, an old lady. It was like an old lady or something.
That's awful.
Or a woman, but it's not a kid.
I think the fact that it's his relative and he has to live with the guilt and he has to see Aunt May every morning and know that he cost her the love of her life.
She's
being an arrogant.
Good morning, Aunt May. Fuck you. Thanks, Aunt May. I guess. But
I don't know. So I had to
it could have been his best friend or something. Like
I had to take you to spider school.
Well, I don't want to be in spider school anymore.
Well, that's great because you failed out of spider school and you had to repeat the 3rd grade.
There's too much saliva in the spider school. I'm out of here.
It's actually web fluid and not saliva.
Well, keep your web fluid. Thank you.
I got plenty of web fluid. I like sharing it with everyone.
Well, if you keep getting your web fluid on me, we're going to get some more fluid out of you. How about that? We're going to make some more fluid come out of your face.
When you say more fluid, there's all kinds of possibilities here.
What's the red kind? We're gonna make the red
vomit
come out.
Is it vomit? Is it poop? Is it blood?
You might shit yourself. I don't know. But I'm talking about the red kind. That's what we're gonna make.
Why do people say they're gonna beat the shit out of someone? Has anyone a punch so hard?
For sure, somebody shit themselves.
I've heard fighters say you don't want to eat a lot before you fight. I've heard fighters talk about that.
Beat the shit. Imagine beating someone until they shit. That's bad. That's severe.
Well, they win then because you have to leave now. You have to back down.
Well, I mean, they won, but they're gonna have a tough road.
The ref's not gonna want to hold their hand up though. The ref's like, just raise your hand.
Shit. Well, I don't think he's gonna be conscious if you beat the shit out of him.
That is true.
I think he's done for the day. You have to pack him up.
They'll wake him up. You won. You won. The other guy ran out of here.
You're gonna have to put him in one of those things with lights on the top and get him to that fucking hospital. Stat.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He's
fucking. James Bond is fucking.
He makes love to the Italian spy lady, which has nothing to do with the plot, but we just have to establish his authority as a romantic powerhouse.
And he is.
Then he's greeted by which one is this? This is not Q. This is
M. That's M.
M. Right.
And in the newer ones, it's a woman.
Right. Isn't it
What's her
Dame
name?
Judi Dench or whatever?
Yeah. Did she die? I think so.
I don't know. She's very old. I don't know.
I think she did. R.I.P.
You're giving him, in case she's alive, that's a preemptive RIP.
Oh, yeah, she's still alive. She's 90. Holy shit.
I
we did some British. Oh, no, it was another British actress who died recently.
I worked at Hewlett Packard when I was 18 and 19, and I was a manager there actually on an assembly line where we made printers. And tons of the employees there were Filipinos, and they were like first generation, and they were like boomers. I was like 18, and they were in their 40s. Many of them didn't speak English very well at all. And I remember this one lady, so-and-so died, her husband, her uncle, her dad, some guy died. And someone went up to her and told her, congratulations about your father. Instead of condolences, I felt so bad, dude.
Congratulations on the death, man. That was awesome. Great job.
It was so terrible.
Look at you.
English was not their language.
Look at you.
And I was like, it's the kind of thing where you hear it, you just want to sink into the wall. You just don't want to be anywhere near there. It's like, oh no.
Hey, who lost their dad, huh? Yeah, what's up?
None of the Miser says Maggie Smith died. That's sad, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you see her face, you recognize her.
Maggie
She's
Smith?
been in everything. And she was very old too.
Oh, was she the new? Strangely enough, there's a picture of her with that Dench lady right here when I do an image search.
Yeah, they're both British, they're both from London or England. England.
Huh. So she was M. Okay. I thought it was that Dench lady. Maybe Dench.
Yeah, Judi Dench. Judi Dench was M.
I don't know.
In the new ones.
Anyway,
Like
it's
Daniel Craig.
It's condolences, not congratulations.
Hey,
do not say that.
Congrats on your dead father. Good job.
Who is McGonagall in Harry Potter? Do you know anything about Harry Potter, Jericho? I don't
know shit about Harry Potter. I've seen like a half of a Harry Potter.
Hector says she was a Harry Potter. I hate Harry Potter with a passion. First of all, it's a blatant ripoff of Star Wars.
Potter.
Beat for beat, the first Harry Potter is Star Wars. It's the exact same story. Secondarily, all I heard in the year 2000 or 2001, Harry Potter, greatest thing, greatest. So the movie comes out whenever it comes out, and I go to see it because like I've heard this is the greatest thing ever, and I'm sitting there watching. Like, what the fuck is this? This is terrible. So that was my Harry Potter experience, and I was done with it there. So
what the fuck is this?
I hate.
Now
Harry
they're all
Potter.
grown and shit. They're all grown up now, so they're not cute anymore.
Well, they're developing a new Harry Potter TV show to start over at the beginning of the books, I guess, at HBO.
Boy.
So I wonder if it's going to be super woke.
Oh God!
Harry Potter.
They just take shit. They just take shit that already is and just turn it into a TV show.
It's going to be Harriet Potter, and she's going to be a fat black woman with the shaved head casting spells on Voldemort. I don't think so, Voldemort. Like she's
and talking shit. It's going to be shitting on white people. All
she's
she does
like,
talk about the white people on Patreon.
Right. What's that lady? You were telling me you love her, that Jasmine Crockett. She'll star in that thing.
Oh, ghetto trash. They asked her, if you could say one thing to Elon Musk, she goes, fuck off. Oh, nice. Real classy, lady. Real classy. Good job. Good job.
I got some. So that'll be the new Harry Potter show. Super woke. Warner Brothers cannot learn its lesson. They can't. It's impossible.
They can't get out of their own way. They can't do it.
Let me show you this. Let me show you this. This is my YouTube video for tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Check this out. Members get to watch the stuff early. This will debut at 6 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Warner Brothers shut down 3 video game studios. and canceled a AAA Wonder Woman game. And remember the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game, the one I told you about where they pee on the Flash's corpse and they insult Superman and Batman. They just totally insult the Justice League and mock them and all that, like communists always do. That game lost them hundreds of millions of dollars, and now real people at 3 studios are laid off, video games canceled, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do going forward. So congratulations. Go woke, go broke. Congratulations.
Dumbasses.
So
dumb asses.
Right. James Bond would never do a thing like that.
Come on. Yeah, the JB on his fucking robe. So that must be his house.
I guess. It's the love den.
Must be Bond. Got the brass, the copper cocks on the wall back there behind him.
All right.
So, ladies, when you get there, you know what's up. You got copper cocks on the wall. Don't act stupid.
Right.
And then also the cards that Solitaire has throughout the movie, when he flips them over, looks at them on the back, it says 007 all over the cards. I never noticed that before.
That's weird.
But this is the classic. He's in there, and the girl he's banging, who he's not supposed to know about, is hiding in the closet. And then Moneypenny comes in and opens the door, or sees her. Moneypenny comes in after him, sees her, run out of the bedroom and hide in the closet. And then he goes to get his jacket. And she's like, "Oh, no, I'll get it for you, sir." And she grabs the jacket, looking out for James Bond so he doesn't get in trouble for banging another girl. James, you can't fuck all of them.
Like they don't know that's who he is at this point.
Yeah, and he's telling him, I spoke to whoever's in charge of the Italian Secret Service, and they're missing an agent. You haven't seen her, have you, 007?
Well, I saw some of her.
Yeah, so I didn't see all of her. Some little remark like that shit. Yeah, okay, 007.
Old Resistance Boomer says, I heard J.K. Rowling has full creative control over the Harry Potter, the upcoming TV show. So even Warner Brothers can't fuck it up, I guess. Don't like Harry Potter either way, and I want it to be woke because I want something to laugh at. So there you go. James, you devil, you.
Oh, yeah, devil.
James, devil. And then they give him this watch. And the watch has this power. It has this
super strong magnet.
Right, a super strong magnet that can push a button and grab something from across the room.
Yeah, remember it took the spoon off of his away from his saucer for his tea.
Now I'm not sure why we have a picture of James Bond with the watch holding the Italian girl's butt. I don't know. Oh, he unzipped her dress with the watch.
Yeah, he's using the magnet to. Yeah, he just moves it down and it unzips her dress.
This is like the imagination of a 7th grader. You know what I would do with the magnet watch, Jericho?
Dude, that's exactly what we would all do.
I would unzip the pretty lady's dress with my magnet watch.
Hell yeah. I'll take one.
So they established this watch that can grab things with a magnet from far away. How do you aim it though? It doesn't have a laser sight or anything. I
think it's just the face of the watch is kind of where the magnetic,
I guess,
pull or whatever comes from. And every car in this movie is 175 feet long.
Right. 40,000 tons of American
everything
steel.
is a boat. Everything's a boat. Gas
900 horsepower.
This is before the gas crunch. So gas was cheap. Vehicles were big. Steel was cheap. The Pittsburgh, the steel belt and all that stuff was fucking cranking. So yeah, cars were absolutely fucking gigantic. And that's
American automobiles are monstrous.
Yeah, that's what you like. If you have a new driver, your kid turns 16, that's what you want to put him in. A fucking tank like that where one of the doors weighs 500 pounds. Just a beast. I'm serious. You're not fucking with.
My grandma, when I was little, had a Lincoln Continental.
Yeah,
white
boat. That thing
titanium
came with an anchor.
white with cherry red interior.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, those are fucking. If she still had that, that'd be worth so much money.
Right.
Dude, and the front end she was 100 feet from the fucking front bumper. If she hit something, there's 20 feet of car in between you.
The grill of your car got to the store 5 minutes before you did. That's how long these cars were.
Dude, so long. My mom had a 1967 Buick Skylark. That thing was long and it was a tank. And this was in 89. So she hit a brand new 1989 BMW. Luckily, the person lived, but it fucking destroyed the whole front end of their car. And my mom just needed a new fender, new front driver's side fender. That was it. fuck that BMW up. So yeah, you want to get, if you can get your hands on a 70-something boat like that to put your new driver in, you good to go.
What about the 68 Town and Country that Secretary Not Sure is saying?
That
If you
thing's
look at
beautiful.
look at his profile pic there. I brought up another image of one.
Yeah, look at that wood panel right there.
Right.
That shit's nice.
Yeah.
That's Americana.
And he's a San Diegan, so that fits in here, right? You put a couple surfboards on top of that thing.
Dude, and everything inside your house.
Right.
4 kids, 2 dogs.
Right.
You still got fucking room back there. Those things are tanks, man. Love
go
them.
on a surf safari. Let's see. Oh, it's 73 Caprice. You know, I was talking to my wife about cars today. We were driving to the post office. And it's like, I was talking about Elon Musk and how one of the great things about him, other than his insanely high IQ, is that he thinks outside of the box. And he was once quoted as saying a thing that I have had as a saying personally for forever. If it doesn't violate the laws of physics, then we can do it. Because people always say, you can't do that. They have these mental prisons, most people. You can't do that. Sure you can. If it doesn't violate physics, you can do anything. And I look at car design nowadays, and for about the better part of 20 years, every car from every company is a bar of soap with wheels. Cars are so ugly. They're so boring and ugly. It's like you put the steel in there and you bend it to make the body of the car. You know it doesn't cost more money to bend it into cool, exciting shapes, right? Make it look racy or sexy or aggressive. And every fucking Toyota, Honda, like all it looks like a bar of soap with wheels. Every one of them. I can't stand it. It's awful.
Yeah, these cars were different. They were long. They were beautiful.
They had personality
on them. Yeah.
Like think it's like something crazy, like an El Camino. They don't make stuff like that anymore. You know?
Yeah, like a truck, like a Ford Ranger had sex with a damn sedan. You know, made
right.
El Camino. It's like a duck-billed platypus. Like, what the fuck is that thing? But they look cool, man. And I don't know what happened. Again, it's another one of those. We have all these technological advances where we could do super cool shit that's in your wildest dreams. And
right.
We just don't. We don't.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Does everything have to be light and carbon fiber with airbags everywhere? I don't know, man, but we have the ability to do so many cool things.
Yeah, make it look like a spaceship or something wild, something crazy.
Yeah.
It's all just bar soap with 4 wheels. Like, can't stand it. That's why I drive a Ford F-150 pickup truck.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'll tell you what, buddy.
Fuck you, man. My truck will fuck your car, man.
Did you? Well, no, you've had a truck a lot longer than me. I've only had a truck for like 2 years. I am sad I missed truck nuts, though. I'm sad I missed the truck nuts era.
What do you mean? Go fucking buy some. Amazon will come to your house.
That is the most. Awesome. That is the most low class shit of all time. Truck nuts.
Just have testicles hanging off the back of your truck, and then girls have the pink testicles. I'm like, get the fuck, dude. The girl stickers on cars. Get out of here. You're going to the re-education camp if I become King Jericho.
What about the eyelashes you've seen on cars that girls put on the headlights?
Oh, out of here! And if you drive a PT Cruiser with those, we have to discuss a death penalty.
I had a friend in
college.
A friend of mine in college called that the PT loser.
Dude, the PT Cruiser? I mean, it was another hybrid. It was a gamble. You know, respect to them for gambling and rolling the dice on a fucking weird looking piece of shit. But they did it.
What about the car that sounds like it's on the offender registry? The Plymouth Prowler.
Dude, that's another one. They had a very distinct,
like hiding in the bushes outside somebody's window at night.
If you live near a school, they won't sell you a Prowler. You can't own one.
Yeah.
But that was like the retro.
You can't own a Prowler within 1,000 feet of a school.
You can't do it. Hey, credit score is great. Can't do it. You live by an elementary school.
Yeah.
Sorry. But man, the Prowler was like the hybrid. It was like a hybrid of new and really retro, like the Roadsters from the 40s and shit.
You know what's an insane car? An insane car is the GT40, the one that won Le Mans in the 60s. I had a toy of it when I was a kid. I had no idea what it was, but I loved my orange and like sky blue.
Dude, those are so fucking nice.
This is what I'm talking about. Why don't they bend the metal on the body of the car to a cool shape? It won't cost more money, Toyota Corolla. It won't cost more to just bend the car's metal a better shape. Why the bar soap? Why? It's
Dude, those
awful.
things are fucking cool. The new ones too. What was it? John Cena got in trouble. Like you're not supposed to sell them, but he got in trouble because he sold his. He's like, the fuck are you gonna do? And he sold it, so Ford was all pissed at him. But those are awesome, man. You know, another weird car that had when it was here, it was hot. It was hot. Was the Dodge Viper.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't think they make those anymore, but man, when those are here, those hit this, and those had the short back, long front end, kind of like the Prowler. Is that a Dodge?
Plymouth Prowler.
Yeah, Plymouth Dodge. Yeah,
Yeah,
2001.
You don't want them to find you.
The engine, it sounds. That's the engine. You're like, dude, can we get that changed?
Are you the only one home right now?
Hey, where's your mom?
Why the fuck would you name it the Prowler, dude? That's a criminal.
I got candy. You like puppies? Yeah, not sure. I'd like to see if that guy's on some kind of registry now.
Right.
But yeah, movie. We're talking about a movie.
Right.
Here it is.
She likes the new Broncos. I agree with her. Those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah, the new Broncos are cool.
The Chevy Avalanche. Dude, the Pontiac Aztec.
Dude, the Avalanche, that fucked up looking truck. Fuck that ugly ass truck. Dude. Ew, that thing was hideous.
No, the Pontiac Aztec takes the cake, dude. This is
that was a piece of shit.
Someone
You're
said
right.
that. Okay, you said it here. I didn't see that. But someone said the Breaking Bad car. Yeah, the rims.
Yeah, that thing is fucking hideous.
Right.
You know what else was too? Chevy had a minivan like in the early 90s.
Chevy Astro van?
No, it wasn't the Astro van. This was maybe it was an earlier version of it, but I don't think so. But it had a long front. It looked like a fucking spaceship, and it was the ugliest fucking van ever created. It was.
Here's my first car, and it only comes in this color. You used to see them still in the 90s, but they were a 70s car. My first car in high school, a 1979 Toyota Corona. Not Corolla. Corona. It was a 4-door, 4-cylinder sedan, and it was a good little car. It was a nice little car, and they're all burgundy because I would see other ones on the road sometimes, and they were always this color. So,
you know what?
Says the Aztec has a built-in tent. Not bad.
Oh, the Lumina ATV. That's what it was.
Okay,
the Chevy Lumina. And my first car was fucking 84 Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
Wow. Not bad. A Jeep.
But yeah, the Lumina APV, that thing is a fucking atrocity.
This thing is terrible.
It looks fucking horrible. It looked like it would be on The Simpsons or something.
Oh, you had quite a vehicle for your first car. You had a Grand Wagoneer?
Dude, a beast. Bought
What
it
year?
for 16,
What year?
84. Bought it for $1,600.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Did you have the wood paneling?
I sure did. It was silver with wood paneling. Dude, that motherfucker right there.
All right.
Yeah, that's the one I had. And good thing gas was cheap at the time.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first car, dude. Like I remember getting
Jennifer
my license.
Norwood, you could have given her the Billy Ocean, get out of my dreams and into my car.
Yeah.
She says that car is her dream. You could have picked her up if you guys had met in high school with that car.
If only I knew you in 1998.
Yeah.
But that thing, I remember getting my license and getting in my car and fucking throwing in my tape, my music, my volume.
Right.
I was like, because it was always my parents. You know, my dad, he didn't listen to radio, but my mom, it was this local station called K-Wave. And it was the Michael Bolton, Celine Dion, Titanic theme. Like easy listening or some shit like that.
That's like adult contemporary. Like
K-Wave 96.9.
The way.
Yeah, dude. And they had Delilah After Dark.
Right.
And yeah, man, that was her station. So she was
far, wherever you are.
Yep. How am I supposed to live without you?
He really strains it, that Michael Bolton. He's like, oh, it's like he's trying to lift like a granite pool table while he's singing. Oh.
Yeah, dude. Fucking all that. So yeah, my mom, she was not into new shit, what I was listening to, rap or whatever's on the young
Crazy
kids station, the
motherfucker
pop
named
station.
Ice Cube.
No, hell no, not that. No, my mom couldn't even know that I listened to that. But the pop station was 102.5 KDOT, station I ended up working for years later. But that was the young people cool station, and my mom was not having it. I was like, Mom, it's MC Hammer. I don't want to hear that. They degrade women. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Well, he did have a song called "Soft and Wet," which was not.
Yes, but I want to say that wasn't his first album. The one with fucking Can't Touch This. I think that was his second album, maybe his third one. I mean, I remember the song you're talking about.
Yeah.
Soft is a feeling of her baby smooth skin. Wet is the feeling when she says, "Let the hammer in." I was like, what's he let her in where? 10-year-old, 11-year-old me was like, let him in where?
What's he gonna fix with the hammer, Mom? What's his hammer he's talking about?
He's a handyman. Yeah, so you ever done that? You ever listen to music that you listened to when you were younger in front of your kids and you're like, I didn't realize how bad that was?
I remember I was not really allowed to listen to any worldly music growing up, so I didn't ever listen to it. Like there was one band I listened to because I went to church and briefly went to high school with Tom DeLonge, the singer and guitarist for Blink-182. That's a local band here. They would play little shows all here when I was in high school before they hit it big. They hit it big like the year after I graduated high school. But I mean, I was in multiple classes with the drummer's girlfriend. That was like a local band. So Blink is like the one mainstream worldly band that I love because it's very personal to me. Again, we went to church together, me and Tom DeLonge, the singer guitarist for that. But other than that, I listen to clean stuff. Huey Lewis, Phil Collins, Bryan Adams. I listen to really clean music. So because I just wasn't allowed to listen to dirty things growing up. So
I wasn't allowed to, like in my home. No way.
Sneak off and do it.
Oh hell yeah, I would, like Anne Frank style. But my mom and my dad, dude.
You think that's what she was doing in that attic? Was listening to filthy music?
Yeah, they thought she was hiding from the Nazis. She was listening to
not
Two
what
Live
she
Crew.
was doing.
She was listening to "Come On, Baby, Let Me See Those Titties." That's what they were listening to back then. But no, man, it was the penalty was stiff for getting caught with contraband like rap music in my house. So no, but I would sneak, around my friends. I would listen to shit, but in the house, oh no, don't be ridiculous.
I like Antonius's comment there. His parents got rid of cable because MTV played Cherry Pie.
She's my cherry
Hold on.
pie.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Can you hear it?
No.
Can you hear it or no?
Now I can. Nope, not anymore.
No. Yeah, I think it's too much treble. It's not coming through the mic. I was just playing Cherry Pie on my phone.
She's my cherry pie. That was like one of those fucking. You'd hear that song.
So like you're 10 and you're like, this guy loves pie. I love pie. Hey,
I love pie too.
Pie?
Mom, can I get some sweet cherry pie?
You go to school in the morning, you're like, Mom, I want to hear the Cherry Pie song.
What?
Right.
No,
you're just innocent. You don't know any better. You
have no idea. That's what I mean. You have no idea what you're listening to, what you're singing along with. You have no idea. But that song would be like playing in the background of the Can't Drive 55 poster. Right. One of those. Love it. Love it.
Michael mentions what I mentioned at the top of the show, Michael, that the Epstein files and stuff, a lot of it's coming out tomorrow. And I said, I wish I'd known about this sooner so I could have invested in wood chipper stock. And I also said, I saw someone on Twitter say, wouldn't it be great if they did the Epstein file release and raid, like arrest people on TV during the Oscars?
Dude, that would be too much.
One of the greatest things of all time.
Like
Federal agents, they're there with their freaking rifles. Everybody on the fucking ground right now.
Dude, Trump would be immediately given a third term, whether he wanted it or not.
They would build a mountain on top of Mount Rushmore.
They would start chipping away at his face.
They would remove Lincoln's face and turn it into.
Hey, Lincoln, get the fuck out of here.
Clear the other 4 presidents off. Like, get the fuck out of here, you bums.
Dude, build just his face on the back side of Mount Rushmore, and then dynamite the fucking 4 faces off of that side when it's done. Right. And make sure you finish it and you unveil it on the 4th of July. Right. And have a flock of eagles fly over the fucking statue, and then F-18s on top of that. The F-18s, I want them flying over the fucking eagles. And then I want all the guns in the military to shoot. I want a fucking 21,000 gun salute going across over Donald Trump's face on fucking Mount Trump.
And they just, can you imagine all those smug liberal Hollywood stars just being drugged right to prison, right out of their stupid Oscar Awards show where they congratulate themselves.
Dude, and some of them try to fight back and just take a fucking AR-15 butt to the bridge of their nose.
I said hands behind your head, commie.
Miss Streisand, no. Boom. Sit the fuck down. I fucking hate that new Star Wars. Put your hands up, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Dude.
The Epstein arrest during the Oscars. Perfection.
That would be like people, the
That'd be
mainstream
like 10 Super
media
Bowls happening at once.
Like the View the next day would be like foaming at the mouth, like ravenous pit bulls, like clawing their eyes out, because that would be too beautiful. That would be too good for the American people to see those perverts grabbed by the scruff of their neck and thrown into a paddy wagon. And there won't be enough paddy wagons. They're gonna have to start getting Uber to take people to jail because there's not enough police vehicles to haul these perverts off to their final resting place. Fuck that. I can't. I want Trump to do shit like that just to piss him off and just be so pro-America, pro-American people down their throats.
Right.
Fuck you guys. Oh, that would be so great.
How dare you guys? Oh, sorry. That's my software that I run everything from, by the way. I didn't mean to pop it on the screen.
One of you is enough. All right.
We have a special guest. It's Double Gabe. Hey, how you doing, other Gabe?
Good. Other Gabe, how are you? I'm good.
Oh, I'm doing great. Not as good as you, though. You're looking sharp, buddy.
No, you're looking sharp. No, you're looking sharp. No, you're looking sharp.
Hey, you want to come over later?
Jericho, where'd you go? I'm fucking out of here, dude. This is too much.
Just boot you off the show and host it with myself.
Three of us.
Okay, we got a great guest. We've got a great guest tonight. You know him, you love him. It's me.
Somehow you take over mine. Me too. It's three.
Right.
It's me three.
No, I moved it to that extra screen where I put the images because I was trying to adjust something in it. So I was trying to change the size of myself in this window. There you go. There you go. All right, I'll stop fiddling.
Size matters. Size does matter. No matter what they tell you guys. Guys are lying when they say size doesn't matter. Just want to put that out there.
Here we go. On the wood chipper thing, they need to be solar powered on a foggy day. I like where your head is at. So they stop working halfway through.
Dude, I want entire cities to black out like in a movie where somebody plugs something in. It's like sections.
All the city blocks go off.
Fucking go off. Because I want all the electricity to go to these fucking wood chippers. I want them to be smoking, that there's so much fucking power to them. That's what I want. Is that too much to ask?
Is that too much to ask that federal marshals raid the Oscars and drag those perverts out by their fucking necks?
No!
Take them to the gulag. Take them to the
That's
the guy, the Hollywood guy.
Please take her. Take her.
Jennifer Norwood is correct. You do need to be in a tux and a top hat.
Oh, a top hat. No, should I grab my monocle?
I know that you're our urban delegation on the show, but the backwards hat while I'm wearing a bow tie feels a little, I gotta tell you, a little disrespectful.
I love the word urban.
I love when they say urban.
Fucking stop it. Urban. Not suburban, you're urban.
Oh yes, and a monocle. You'd look smashing with a monocle, Jericho.
Absolutely smashing.
No,
maybe next time. Maybe next time, Jen.
Top hat, tops and tails, and a monocle.
If I wear a top hat and a monocle, I'm going to act as such. I don't know if you guys want.
Oh, guys, make sure to tune in Friday at 11 to noon. I go live every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. No Wednesdays because I do the live show Wednesday night as I'm doing now. But I do big man comics. I draw comics. We love to just chat with the audience, get to know you guys. You're on the journey with me to make all the great comic books. This Friday, we may have a special British guest. I talked to him this morning. And so right now it's a yes, but Matthew Marsden, friend of the show, he should be coming on Datitude on Friday morning with Jericho and I. So if you need a hot injection of Britishness, we will have it for you. Most likely, he could cancel. He does have 9 children. The man finds himself quite busy.
Well, if you want to know about the disgusting culinary scene in England, tune in. Because Matt's going to try to talk you into some fucking insane.
Remember we looked up all those horrible sandwiches they eat in England? And
dude, the shrimp, the cucumber sandwich. Get the fuck out of here.
You remember the
shrimp,
bread? The
a
bread,
piece of shrimp, not shrimp salad, just a piece of unseasoned
shrimp.
cooked shrimp, a slice of cucumber, and some mayo. And that's a cucumber. That's a sandwich.
We call it a shrimpy jammy whammy. They always have those British names. What's up with British names? A whippy tippy.
Yeah. Oh, can I get the pool pud? Oh, I love a pulley puddy. Like, why you guys? All your names are about jacking off. Look, that's not a sandwich. Okay, in America we have hoagies. There's the pastrami sandwich. You want a fucking ham, a turkey, a club sandwich. We got all kinds of shit, dude. A piece of cucumber and shrimp, and they cut the crust off the bread. Are you three? Matt can't defend that. He cannot defend British cuisine. He tries.
He tries.
Remember we looked at the picture of the British breakfast? It was like mushrooms and tomato, like sliced mushroom and tomato.
And then sausage made out of what?
Dude, beans?
Beans on toast? Fuck you doing, bro?
Dude, if I'm not in prison or camping, I'm not having beans and fucking bread.
Right.
Get out of here.
No, we love Matthew. He's salt of the earth. He's our kind of
great guy. It's just his culinary bearings.
He got his American citizenship, so now he's one of us.
Look, Matt is a great man, family man, husband, father, all of those good things, but his culinary bearings are fucked.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him.
I just texted him, and this is like me putting the pressure on him. I just texted him and told him, I told the chat you'd be on Friday. Because he was like, because this morning he texted, he said, I think I can do that. I think I can come Friday. But now I'm twisting his arm. I'm not playing fair now. Now I'm like, hey, I said it in public. What are you gonna do, Brit?
Hey, now you're twisting his winky wonk.
Well, that's right. I get it. I said the Jason Statham on him. What are you gonna do now, love?
What we gonna do next time? I'll deflate all your balls.
I'll see you on the show on Friday, Matthew.
On Friday or Tuesday. Friday.
What's up with Jason Statham? Good looking dude, super muscular. And my wife and I always laugh that he has to find an excuse to rip his shirt off in every movie he's in.
If you got a body like Jason Statham, rip your all my shirts would come with cuts in them already.
Right.
Like, you know what? It's 3:00. It's coming.
Well, I'm awake, shirts off.
Fuck it. Sun's out, guns out. I'm awake, shirts off. Hey, good
all
job,
right.
Jason Statham.
Anyway, I don't even know where we are in the movie.
We're about 7.5 seconds into the movie.
Right.
So yeah, he bangs the Italian lady, takes her dress off, gives her the
magic watch.
Yeah, gives her what she came there for. And then he's how did he get to the
I don't know. He's going to a cult voodoo shop. So this movie has a lot of voodoo and a lot of what do we call it? It was a thing when the exploring age of America, going back to the early 1900s, all that. It's called I forget what it's called, but it's basically seeing other cultures as outrageous. There's a whole term for it. I forget. But anyway, it had a lot of that. It had a lot of that tone. We're like, wow, because they did this voodoo stuff and they were into this and they were into that, and it does have that. And then there's the lady that's the tarot card fortune teller and all that. So
but they didn't get like too crazy with it. You didn't see any chickens getting sacrificed or no like real, what they call it, the voodoo dolls and shit like that. But there were some serpents. You did see like what were supposed to look like shrunken heads, doing surveillance. I know that sounds weird, but it'll make sense when we get to that scene.
In 4 hours we get to it.
But this was the early 70s, coming right out of the 60s. America was still kind of buttoned up. So these, devilish religions with the voodoo and all that stuff was, pretty shocking, I'm sure.
Right. So I watched this movie for the first time ever this afternoon while I was drawing a page of a comic book. So I'm a little unsure what is happening here. But he's in a car. He's headed to the voodoo shop. He goes in there. I don't remember why. Why did they send him this way? This must have been they're on the trail of who killed the guys at the UN and who killed.
He's trying to find out who killed the other British agents. So they're on the trail. They told him, oh, this guy went here. He's from the island. So this is where you need to go. Here's your contact and all this shit. So he follows them inside the store. He tells the lady, he's like, oh, I'll take this. Can you gift wrap it for me? And then she's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And
I wanted to have a stereotypical Jamaican accent, though.
No, this is in New York. This is in New York.
I know, but it's a voodoo shop or whatever. I wanted them to be more black exploitation.
Show you rats, clad. Boom, 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 boom. Like all that bullshit. Brev. And so she takes him in the back to gift wrap it. So when she does that, he sneaks behind the curtain, follows the guys, and then when he's riding over there, he's in a cab. That's what it is. He takes a cab over there, and then those guys are following him. They end up shooting the driver, so he has to like reach up and do the steering wheel and shit so he doesn't crash. And then while they're trailing him, all these dudes, there's all these guys following him. And once one guy follows him to a certain point, they pass him off. Now he's turning here. He's headed east. The honky's headed your way.
Yeah, we got the
honky's
honky
taking a left. They call him a honky. Like, hey, fucking honky, because he's an uptown in Harlem. You know, in the 70s, New York was fucked up, dirty, violent, and uptown and shit in Harlem. And you see it too. I told my wife, look at this shit.
Paradise. Now it's a paradise.
Compared to that, I mean, fuck, man, it was terrible.
It was a war zone, huh?
But they say honky. And look at the background and shit. Like during the movie, like when they take him in the alley and shit,
trash everywhere.
Dude, it's trash. Dude, third world fucking garbage. So you can see, so they keep saying, "Oh, here comes a honky, 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 honky." You hear that 48 times, and so he gets there, but it's kind of cool because everything, like there's the bad guys, there's nothing that gets past them. Everything is planned. Everything they know about. Like Bond really doesn't pull any fast ones on him. So he goes inside the club. They sit him at this place.
Filet of soul, by the way.
Of soul, but not SOLE.
Soul, like black people. They keep doing that in this movie. Hey guys, that's a black person thing. That's what this movie keeps doing.
Yeah. And it's they still do that. Anything with soul in it is black people. Soul one. Soul voices of soul. It's always black folks. So it's just like the word urban. But he goes in there and the guy sits him down.
Soul.
Yeah, that's when you like don't say that 3 times in a row, you'll have an orgasm.
Oh,
but
well,
if you want to get sick,
let me turn my camera off.
He's like, wait, I'll be right back. I gotta get my water.
So turn the camera off and leave your microphone on by accident.
So if you want to get sick, those are prices behind you. A cheeseburger is 70 to 80 cents. A burger 65 to 75 cents. Fries are 75 cents. A hot dog for 40 cents. Fucking terrible.
And a British shrimp roll at the bottom with cucumbers and mayonnaise.
It's on 85 cents or shekels. What are you over there? Pence. It's on 85 pence. So he tells the guy, he orders a drink, and he orders a drink and says with no ice, and that guy goes, "That's extra." I'm like, no ice is extra? What about ice to be extra? So he tells him, hey, he's like, I need some extra. He's looking for information. So he hands him a 20. 1973, that's like 100.
Right.
So he hands the guy 20, and the guy takes it, and then the whole thing spins around. And he's like in the secret room, and the guy takes a 20 and grabs his drink and walks away. He's like sipping his drink with a $20 bill. Like, you fucking idiot. So the whole wall behind him spins around, and now, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade style. And now he's in this secret, like a whole entire club
can we
lair.
talk about this guy?
This guy's pretty cool.
It's a cool idea. It's a horrible special effect.
Yes.
I mean, this is right up there with a elementary school play. It's very clear that this man has both arms and is holding an appliance that's supposed to be a claw hand of an entire claw arm that was bitten off by alligators. It looks terrible. And it's just horrible, this effect.
Gabe, when you see stuff like this in this movie, all you have to do is say to yourself, 1973. That's what I did. I just kept chalking it up. 1973. Because
it's cool. He's a cool bad guy. He's a psychopath. He's scary. He wants to kill everyone. He wants to snip everyone with his little snipper fingers.
Yeah. And he's like the right-hand man of the main bad guy. So this is his number 2.
But I mean, clearly he's holding this under the extra long sleeve of his suit. Clearly.
Yes.
It looks terrible.
Because the end of it is so big. Like the end is super like big and round, and then his arm gets all skinny. So yeah, you can. But at the end, it kind of shows you that it's like a metal frame under there. So maybe they knew that and like, oh, we got to kind of explain this at some point. That shit looks ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know.
But he's backstage now, and so they're kind of roughing him up, and they make it clear all throughout this scene and before that this is the only white guy. What he says, he's like, man, this guy's like following a pool cue because he's like the only white dude. There are no white people in Harlem. He's the only.
He isn't just white. He's like a British aristocrat kind of white.
Yeah, upper crusty, posh. Hey, I'm sorry, though. like that kind of white dude, like where white
Right.
people came from originally. And so, you know, and when he walks in, it gets quiet. Like you hear that record scratch, like, what the fuck? The place falls silent. He walks in like, oh.
You hear the record like,
pretty funny.
he's like, I'm James Bond. And you're probably wondering how I got here.
Let me tell you, let me regale you with with the story of my journey. Gather up.
Do tell, sir.
Gather up. Lady of the night, please come over here. Sit on my lap.
So then we cut to, and you said these say 007 on the back?
Yeah, they all say 007 on the back of the card.
Wow. So, and you
They're
can see
holding 'em
Jane Seymour's face reflected in the table, but she's doing like tarot card reading, and which is witchcraft. You should never play with that stuff. And yeah, she's doing that.
See, look at the card.
Talking about how things are going to go for Mr. Big, the big bad guy that we haven't seen quite yet. He's Yaphet Kotto. And then his one-handed friend here, who I forgot his name. And her name is, he asked her name in Solitaire, which I love. The women in James Bond always have that name. It's always like a funny pun, play on words name.
Except for Pussy Galore.
Yeah, Pussy Galore. Come on, guys.
Love it. I was able to say Pussy Galore as a child without getting.
You can't do that.
Pussy Galore. Isn't that lady's name Pussy Galore?
You can't do that. You can't. That person. Can you imagine being named that?
It implies
the high school.
It implies that her vagina is larger than average.
I guess.
Like she's Pussy Galore. She's like, I got a lot of.
Wait. What was Pussy Galore's brother's name?
Dick Galore. She had a big old clam. He had a big old fucking soul.
And then they had another brother. His name was Sack Galore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say Zach? Like Zachary?
No,
it's Zach.
Sack as in nut sack. I mean, you know what? It's better if I show you.
Honey Rider. Come on with these names.
Yeah. She had a sister, and her name was Tits Galore. So you got 4 kids. Pussy Galore, Tits Galore, Sack Galore, Dick Galore.
And Tony says it's Colin.
It's Porsche.
That
good
Galore
times.
family. That Galore family.
Nice people, salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Give you the shirt off their back.
You ever meet, man.
Give you the shirt off their back. It's just the names. But once you get past that, good people.
Yeah, things get interesting. Anyway, he meets her. He flirts with her a little bit. She's like the fortune teller for the bad guys. So again, we have the whole voodoo, tarot cards, all that stuff aspect of this movie. They never really embrace it as real, besides her having this power to predict. I don't know. Her mother had it, and then she has it. And it is curious how she loses her power.
The funnest way possible. To lose some power. That's how I want it to go.
I guess.
But so you can see on the card right there.
Right. He grabs one of the cards and says, "Oh, is this us?" So she's surprised because she knows that it's a real gift, and what she chooses, that's what happens. So she's like, "Oh snap! Am I gonna get up all on that British sausage?" That's what the cards say. It's a blood sausage.
And when the blood goes anyway.
He said, I gave her the old, I just switched to like a New York. I switched from Long Island. I gave her the old Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, you got to work for it, my lady.
So these guys start like threatening Bond. They're going to rough him up. They're going to do this and that. And
but
go ahead.
It was cool. Yaphet Kotto comes out and he goes, oh, my name's, names are for tombstones. Kill him. Like he didn't do that usual, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna tell you the plan, or you let him talk his way out of it.
He waits for the end of the movie to do that.
Yeah, he's like, man, I don't care what your name is. Take this dude outside, kill him. But you see Yaphet Kotto's face, and you're like, something's not right about that dude's face. It looks like he put white makeup on. It looked fucking terrible. But his voice was different. When he has that prosthetic on, or whatever you want to call that shit, his fake face, he's like, say, man, hey, get this jive turkey out of here. But when he's himself, he talks totally different, educated, almost British sounding.
Right.
But yeah, and when you see this scene, when you see these guys walking them out in the back alley, man, it's fucking garbage, old mattresses and falling down buildings. Dude, it looks terrible in New York. I bet when they got there to film, they were like, here? Oh.
It looks like a junkyard, New York. It just
the
city looks like city looks like a junkyard. Yeah, landfill, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like garbage, just shitty diapers and garbage bags. it's just terrible, man. How do people live like that in America?
I don't know. Well, speaking of shitty things, I found out our mayor is like suing the state of California because you know how homeless people will make those big camps under the freeway and in the medians on the roads, and near the train tracks and this and that. Well, since that's state property, the highways belong to the state. They don't belong to the city or the county. I didn't know how that worked. They're not allowed the San Diego city government to clean those homeless camps out. The authority for that is the California state government, and they won't do it. So our mayor's like trying to sue the state to get them to like get some of this crap out of here. Because last month they started about 5. Remember when they burned Los Angeles down? They tried to burn down San Diego.
I remember that.
There were 2 days of Santa Ana winds, which is like an air fryer. Imagine that in your city. The air is extremely hot, but extremely dry, and there's crazy wind. That's what did that thing to LA. We get Santa Ana winds a couple times a year. Not that intense usually. But when it's like that, you could burn anything because it's so dry and windy and hot. And there were about a dozen or 20 fires in San Diego a week after LA, but our fire teams put them out. But I saw one, like all the smoke in there. There was one blocks from my house. They were all over the place, and they're always in the bushes next to the damn freeway, always at the damn homeless camp. You know, the homeless are like barbecuing or whatever the hell they're doing outside.
They let them. I've been where I used to live in Salinas. I remember getting on a highway on-ramp, and there was a homeless dude 10, 20 feet from the lane of the highway sitting on a 5-gallon bucket with a fucking roaring campfire in front of him. But if you did that, if you set a campfire up in your front yard, they would be there and you'd probably get arrested, if not arrested and fined. But these fools are allowed to start campfires on the side of the highway?
Well,
what kind of shit is that?
At least our mayor's trying to do something about it, but he has to sue the state. Is San Diego still kind of red? San Diego is Alabama compared to LA and the Bay Area. Like, it is a military town. Over the quarter population here is military. So there's Marines, there's sailors, there's the Marine Corps air station, Top Gun. That was Top Gun is in Arizona now, but that base from the first Top Gun, that's right here. Then you have 32nd Street Naval Base. You have the shipyards where they build the ships. You have the Navy SEALs train here at Coronado. You have the Coronado Air Station. You have the main Marine training ground, which is Camp Pendleton. San Diego is filled with bases. So it's very military. It's very conservative compared to most of California. The richest, nicest parts of California, the majority of them, are super red. Go figure. Orange County and San Diego are much more red than the rest of the coastal part. LA and the Bay Area is a blue hellhole.
Fucked. It is fucked.
But if you go to Orange County or San Diego, you just see like, oh, these people are successful. This is like the whole city's beautiful. It's not like, oh, that's a nice neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood of a city. Like the whole city's beautiful. You know, Orange County's the same way. So
and going all the way up the coast. And it's not just Los Angeles and then everything's fine until you get to San Francisco. No, every beach town, beachfront town, Monterey, Santa Cruz, Moss Landing, all that, everything all the way up leading up there is all liberal leftist shitholes. Lots of colleges along the coast. And it's, I don't know what it is with the water, the kind of people it attracts, but usually along the coast, it's a fucking lost cause. Right. But you go half hour, an hour inland, it's like you're in another state.
Right, because most of the farming in America is here. It's not in the Midwest. It's not in Iowa and Kansas like you think. Most of the food and the farming, it's all from here. The Central Valley and all that. It's one of the most fertile places in America. So if you're eating almonds or garlic or onions or like, it's all from here, dude. It's all from here.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking nectarines, peaches.
Gilroy, the garlic capital of the world. You can smell it before you see it when you're driving up the highway.
So, within an hour of each other are so many capitals of the world. Gilroy for the garlic.
What's the one for the raisins? Someone claims to be the raisin capital of the world. And
I don't know.
Almond
but I'm sure it's in California. That's in California. The mushroom capital of the world is right next to Gilroy. Strawberry capital in Watsonville. Right. Garlic capital in Castroville. Lettuce capital in Salinas. It's a lot, man. If it's in your crisp or your fruit bowl, it probably came from California. And it's a world away from the leftist shithole that everybody thinks California is. Yeah, that's all coastal. That's all coastal. All the way up to Washington.
It's the out of touch, rich liberal elites who live on the coast.
Who aren't even from here.
That's the worst part. California gets such a bad rap. Just so you guys know, The assholes in Hollywood, those asshole liberal actors, all that, they're not from here. They're people who were born in Missouri and were ashamed of being Midwest Christian family-oriented people. And they hated their parents, and they moved out here to become a Hollywood asshole. That's the majority of people. They're not from here. They're not like us, man. They're not from here. So,
Yep.
So, oh, if you're in Gilroy, Carnitas Michoacan, is that a restaurant? Because that sounds like something I need to eat.
There's tons of great Mexican places. They very well could
Right.
be.
The best ones are Southern California compared to Northern California, guys. If you're visiting California and you want the good Mexican food, it's in San Diego has the best.
Nah, that's shit.
That's me and Jericho, he finally relented. He agreed with me on that. So.
Like, who would you say are the top 5 Hollywood shitheads? But you put Barbara Streisand up there. She was born in New York.
A rocket ship to the top is Seth Rogen. I don't know if he's from here or not, but he's the most annoying guy in Hollywood. Anyone less talented with more success?
He's from Canada.
Oh, well, go back with
he's not even from fucking America. You piece of shit. American.
Hey,
fucking maple syrup piece of shit.
another pot joke.
So yeah, he's not from here. Streisand, I'd put her up there. She's a very vocal dumbass.
What about Hanoi Jane? Is Hanoi Jane from here?
Jane Fonda, that crazy bitch.
Well, she's probably from here because her father was an actor, Peter Fonda. So she probably is from here. Yeah.
But only because her father was so in fucking Hollywood. Nope, Manhattan.
Well, go back, Hanoi Jane.
That fucker's not from here either. So 2 New Yorks and 1 Canada so far.
No, they're not from here. Because I worked for Warner Brothers for years. You meet these people at the parties, at the premieres, the conventions. I went to tons of this shit. They're never from here. They're never from here. They just hated the Midwest and Christian family values, and they hate it so much they want to come here and write movies and shows about how much they hate.
Oh, speaking of Midwest, another Hollywood, probably like his superpower is being a fucking douchebag. Mark Ruffalo. And he's from Wisconsin.
Mark Ruffalo, guys like Mark Ruffalo, leading cause of vaginal dryness.
Dude, he has a dry vagina.
He's the worst, dude. He's the worst.
He has a vagina.
No, you say Sean Penn. Didn't our buddy Dean Cain say he grew up with Sean Penn there, like in Malibu?
No, Sean Penn's definitely, I think he's a California dude. Oh.
I'm certain that Dean said he went to school with Charlie Sheen and Sean Penn and Rob Lowe.
Yeah, Santa Monica. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's where Dean's from.
Hector says, bring Jericho to Tijuana so we can eat tacos. Hector, do you remember the big party I had opening night at Comic-Con, Jericho?
Yes.
Hector was there. You met him. I think you took a photo with it. Hector's a cool guy. He lives in Tijuana, Mexico, just 20 miles away from me. And I've been down to Tijuana a few times to go have lunch with Hector. Hector lived there for years, so he shows me where the best restaurants are. Dude, you want to talk about tacos, like insane. There's a place called Tacos El Frank, Michelin star. Like it didn't win a Michelin star, but it's like recommended in their guide or whatever. Tacos El Frank, it's always got a crazy ass line. And insanely good food. I went to a Brazilian barbecue in Tijuana. It was different, but it was still good. So
and she was in the I Take Responsibility video. Kristen Bell, and she's from fucking Michigan.
Go back.
Midwest piece of
Go back
shit,
to Detroit Rock City.
Who are the brothers? Mark something and Jason something.
I don't know.
What's his? He was in the I Take Responsibility video too. What's his fucking name? Another just
Mark and Jason. I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh, what's his name? Mark. He was in the League. He was on that TV show.
Is it like Mark Duplass? Duplass, right? Duplessis, something Greek like that.
Yeah, isn't it Mark? Yeah, Mark Duplass. Duplass, however you say it. Oh, he's such a pussy.
No,
he's from Louisiana.
Right. What about you know who annoys me is that Zach Braff guy from that Scrubs show?
Oh, from Scrubs, dude! I used to love that show, man. What, dude? Why can't we go back to 2001 when that show came on the air? Before we had social media, we knew what these people were really like.
Right.
And we could just enjoy their acting, man. God, it pisses me off. All these people, I was fans of their work. I'm like, dude, you're a bitch too. So,
in summation,
he's from New Jersey, by the way.
In summation, Your Honor, To all of you out there who like to make fun of us Californians and point the finger at us, I point the finger back at you. Why the fuck did you send all your weirdos here to Hollywood? Keep them in Missouri. Keep them in Iowa.
None of them are from here.
They're not from here. So the worst people in California are not from here. California is vindicated.
Vindication.
Vindication, I say, my good man. Anyway, he doesn't get killed by the assassins because this FBI agent jumps out and saves the day, saves him from these guys that would have killed him, from Mr. Big. Wasn't Mr. Big a band that had a pop ballad that was a #1 hit? I'm the one who wants to be with you.
Yep.
Deep inside your heart. You feel it too?
That's
Is
right.
that the line? Or
You
something
feel
like
it too. That's right. You better feel it.
We weren't singing about putting the hammer in or cherry pie. So these euphemisms that you hear when you're 10 and you don't know what the guy's
Put my
singing
hammer
about.
in your cherry pie. What's wrong with that?
Right. I remember my mom. I told you she was very strict. No dirty movies, shows, no music, definitely dirty stuff. And she was explaining to me why. So because I don't want you to listen to that, because when I was young, it was like, I want to hold your hand, the Beatles. So and now that's like, I want to hold your something else.
Ugh. New shit makes me mad.
Yeah.
Oh, new shit sucks. Hey, and the other guy, I think he was the first one in the I Take Responsibility video. Ben Foster. He's from Boston, Massachusetts.
Go back to Beantown, you loser.
You fuckers. So really, the bad reputation that California gets is not California's fault. Damn it. It's all you transplant pieces of shit. Fucking bastards. Your fault. It's all your fault.
Hold on. All right. Oh, Matthew Marsden wrote back. Matthew Marsden. I said, I told the chat you'll call me in on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And he said, okay. And then I said, I'm putting the pressure on you, LOL. I hope he knows I'm just razzing him.
Lol.
Anyway, James Bond doesn't get killed by Mr. Big Thugs. This guy saves him. And then we cut to Mr. Samedi, which means Saturday en français. Je parle français. J'étudie français par 3 ans quand je vais à l'école. I speak a French. How about you, Jericho? I speak a little French.
I speak like the 4-letter French.
Oh.
Like,
blue.
Yeah, I say that. That's about it. Sorry.
That's it. But yeah, he's Mr. Samedi, with samedi, which means Saturday. We have lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, and dimanche. Those are the days of the week en français. So anyway, we cut down to, is this in Jamaica, right?
Jamaica,
man.
Irie, you bumbleclot. Rascalot.
Right. So we see him.
Hold on a second.
We got another one.
The queen bee piece of shit leftist commie pinko cocksucker. Lena Dunham.
New York. Right? She got to be in New York City.
New York. You got it. Oh, you bastards.
How about get out of here? Get out of here.
Oh, you did it to us. You fucked my state.
Oh, look at this. None the Miser with the deep pull. And I knew about this. He wrote the first James Bond novel there. Ian Fleming lived in Jamaica. I read all about him like 2-3 years ago when I started watching the Bond movies. And Ian Fleming, in his after he retired from the military, being a military spy, he started writing the books and all that, and he lived in Jamaica when he started writing the first one. That's right.
That's cool.
So he had a connection to Jamaica.
See, that's the good part of the internet. Just the rest of it we got to deal with.
Right. So he's got a hotel down in Jamaica. He's there on assignment. We got the voodoo priest, Mr. Samedi, doing creepy weirdo shit.
Yeah.
And in his hotel room, which when he checks in, they're like, oh, Mrs. Bond is waiting for you. And he's like, that's not true. But he's like, I'll play along, because someone's there waiting for him, but we'll see. And he finds out there's a snake in the shower. So he kills the snake, doing one of my favorite activities as a young boy that I would get yelled at by my grandma in the summer of 1992. Is taking her Aquanet hairspray and a lighter. Never do this. Anyone that sees this, kids or anyone, it's wrong.
It's so much
taking a lighter and Aquanet hairspray and making a blowtorch out of it in the bathroom. Then my grandma would come in and say, were you burning my hairspray again? I can smell that. And I would say, no. And then she'd say, you're lying. And
lady? What are you talking about?
Me burning your hairspray?
It always smells like hairspray when I bathe.
What do you take me for?
Come on,
11-year-old,
Grandma.
11-year-old hooligan.
Grandma, come on. She's like, you're right. I never doubt you again.
Grandma.
I'll never doubt you again, grandson.
You're like going deadpan with your grandma, like Graham.
Grandma, look at me. Look, Grandma, look. Grandma, look.
Listen, Grandma, that hairspray was on fire when I came in here. Okay, I don't know who did it.
I was trying to put it out.
That's what I said.
So you're welcome, Grandma.
I thought, well, to be honest, Granny, I thought that you were the one burning the hairspray. So
I didn't want to say anything.
So maybe you should explain to me why you're burning hairspray.
Why your bathroom smells like burnt hairspray, you said?
That was, I don't know why I was burning shit in the summer of 91. I was just liked. Fireworks were easy and very, very legal in Colorado, and they were not legal here in California. And they're very restrictive now. Colorado is bluer than California. It is like a way more liberal state, and way more progressive, horrible state. Gross. And there's a lady hitting on me in the chat. Wow, how handsome Gabe looks tonight.
Hey, chill.
Don't tell my wife.
Somebody throw a bucket of cold water.
Right. Yeah. So let's see.
Calm yourself.
Yeah, but so he kills the snake with a Gabe Eltaeb Aquanet blowtorch is what it's called. But my cousin had this thing he called zilching. You know the bags for the vegetables at the grocery store, that really, really thin plastic that rustles?
Yeah.
Don't ever do this. Don't ever do what I'm about to say. You take a lighter and you light that, and it burns and it drips. And when it drips to the ground, you're standing out on the sidewalk, it goes.
Yep.
And my cousin John, he's the one where I would see the movies on HBO at his house. I wasn't allowed to see at my house. Cousin John is a lovable rascal. I love my cousin John. He's one of those guys who's got a lot of crazy stories, you know, and they're always funny. And they're always like, why would you do that, dude? Anyway, cousin John invented zilching, which was burning a vegetable bag and then listening to it go all over the sidewalk. And then Granny's like, are you boys playing with matches again? It's like, well, I'll tell you what we're not doing. We're not burning hairspray in the bathroom. That's for sure.
So, hey, take your wins where you can get them, Grandma.
But we would burn the Green Army Man. We would blow up Black Cat fireworks. We did all kinds of stuff. So,
dude, that shit was cool, though, when it was drip like that.
Yeah.
That shit was fun.
It was cool until you were holding it up and you accidentally had your other hand here and a bit of it landed on your left index finger and gave you a big blister.
Oh, you mean a piece of flaming, burning melted plastic? That hurt?
And you can't shake it off. It sticks to your hand like
it becomes part of your skin. Yeah,
it's napalm, dude. It's like Vietnam in the jungle.
Oh, yeah, we get Vietnam vets out there. I get it. I burned a plastic bag once. I get it. I understand exactly what you went through.
Heather says, I'm glad I had a girl, not a boy. Yeah, the first few years it's better to have a girl. Then things change.
Yep.
And all that easy you had on the front end with girls, it flips. Then you get it all at once in middle school and high school. So
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Look at Secretary Not Sure said he got a nice scar from burning the vegetable bags.
It's real shit, man.
So don't do it.
Dumb shit.
Don't do that, and don't do the Aquanet blowtorch, no matter how much fun I make it sound like. Don't do it. It's dangerous. I have to say that because YouTube is listening. Don't do it. Even though this looks really fun and exciting, don't do it. God, I love doing that. I'm going to go buy a bunch of Right Guard after the show's over.
You know what? My wife was the, opposites attract. So my wife was the stereotypical rebellious. There's a picture that encapsulates my wife as a teenager perfectly. Her grandparents, when she was 14 and her brother was 12, paid for them and her family to go on a cruise to Mexico. Uh-oh. And so, paid cruise to Mexico. Everybody has great rooms. Our grandparents had money. And, a cruise ship, food 24/7, the entertainment. They did the thing where they dress up, and her grandma took her and bought her a fancy dress, and her mom, and got suits for her and her brother and her dad. And they took a picture. I don't know where they were, somewhere in Mexico. They docked for the day. And my wife is just, everybody's together. My wife's off to the side with her arms folded. With that look on her face, just the stereotypical petulant teenager. So I was the opposite. I was a good kid. My parents didn't play around. I wasn't rebellious, but her famous saying is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I
And
do
that's how
believe
she
in
did shit when
that
she
in the
was young.
proper.
It's true. It's
I do
true.
believe that in the proper context. You should not use that concept to be an asshole, but it is good to ask for forgiveness and not permission. Sometimes it does benefit you.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what she lived by. She's like, well, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And she would proceed to do all kinds of crazy shit.
Right. And then say sorry. Sorry. I find that people take your apology much more serious and they're much more willing to forgive if you add a W to the word sorry.
Sorry. Might work better for ladies. Guys, try it out.
Try it. Go sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Officer.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Good luck. Let me know. Shit.
You gamble away your wife and your savings and you tell you're sorry. You get the hostess. You get the hostess at Denny's pregnant. You go sorry.
Sorry, sweetheart. I got a puegas. Kids, no more college fun. Sorry, Daddy. Sorry. Daddy, Willie, sorry.
Daddy, sorry.
Daddy gambled away all the food money. Sorry.
Daddy's girlfriend has a cocaine habit. The money's all gone. No more money.
Sorry, sweetheart. You know our savings account all gone. So sorry.
Now this I approve of. It says if you're a dude and you say sorry to me, I'm gonna suplex you.
Just so we're clear.
I'll allow it.
Fuck you up.
Sorry, cool. You get a stone cold stunner if you say sorry to him.
You get rock bottom in the parking lot.
You get the Hulk Hogan leg drop.
Hey, and well deserved.
Right. Yeah. You cannot be sorry, guys.
You had this shit coming, you weirdo.
If you shave, you can't be sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, but you cannot be sorry.
I'm sorry. So sorry. Remember that? That was like a paper towel commercial. And the kid knocked over a glass of juice on the counter. He's like, I'm sorry, sorry. And the mom comes over and she's like, sweetheart. And she takes a couple folds of the paper towel and soaks it up because they have thirst pockets. And you just soak it up. It's okay, sweetheart. I want to see that commercial with a dad who's just been working 12 hours.
You know, I told you fucking orange juice cost. You're pouring more on the floor than you're drinking.
Told you to quit fucking around, didn't I? Go give me the damn paper towels. Stop crying. I'm sorry. Turn that shit off. A little different with mom and dad.
So I do love that this movie has lots of sexism in it, anti-lady sentiment. He's in his hotel room.
Is it sexism if everybody's okay with it, including the ladies?
I thought it was funny as hell. A gun comes through the doorway of his hotel room. So he's like,
because you can see your target like that. You just put a gun in the room.
That's what they train you. You went to that in Pahrump, Nevada, that school called Front Sight, where they teach you
Front Sight, yes.
Technique. You go inside buildings, you're clearing rooms, metal targets. It's 4 days of like 8 hours a day of shooting. You really did this. It's a real thing. And one of the things they teach you, Jericho, when you're clearing a room is to stick the entire gun into the room with just your hand and don't look in there.
No. Because what you're talking about is the basic stuff. When you get into this is advanced shooting techniques.
If you go back for a second week of it.
Yeah, and not a lot of people can. I'm not bragging, but when you get to the upper levels of this training, it's called feeling the target, feeling where the target is. It's Aristotle, it's up there with the really famous sayings of philosophers. It's called spray and pray.
Right.
And you just stick your gun in there, wave it, make sure you wave it. You got to do a sweeping motion. Don't just stick it in there and shoot straight. Sweeping motion, empty the magazine.
Yeah.
All over the up, down, side to side, just everywhere.
Wait, behind you. Why not? What if someone's there?
That's Gabe. You're getting ahead of yourself. Can I explain this? I've been through the upper level of training. I'll take it.
You're the maestro. You're the maestro.
Comic books, writing and stuff. That's you. Advanced weapons tactics. That's me.
Yeah,
so
military man. Sure.
What Gabe was talking about before he went a little far is that's the second magazine. Once you drop this magazine, then you put the second one, and all of those rounds go behind. You see the sweeping motion that I'm doing behind my head? That's how you shoot behind you. And most people say you can't see behind the walls. There's people, there's families, there's kids. I can't be concerned with that. I'm trying to put my target down. And if it's in front of me, behind me, I'm shooting wildly.
You know what would happen if Jericho took the time to turn around, lift, and then put the sights right on the that's wasted time. You can just behind you, dude.
Behind you. And that's how it said in the manual. It said behind you, dude. That's
behind
Did you go
comma,
to
behind you, comma, dude?
No, it didn't have a comma. The punctuation was terrible.
Oh.
It said behind you, dude. Like there's a guy who's a behind you, dude.
I thought it was weird that I had a question mark at the end of that sentence, though. Behind you, dude?
Behind you, dude? Yeah, you can put the inflection in multiple places, but yeah. And we don't have a lot of time left, but next Wednesday, I'll explain to you, if I can dumb it down enough, I'll explain to you the spray and pray method.
Right. No. Yeah, and then we get into week 3 and 4 of the class. We're talking about shooting the floor, shooting through the ceiling to get guys that you might not even see. There could be bad guys up there.
And I don't expect you guys to still be hanging around because it gets advanced. But week 6, 7, then we're getting into shooting into passing vehicles, buses.
You never know where an agent of Spectre could be hiding.
Like I said,
listen,
week 6 or 7.
You miss every shot you don't take, so you might as well.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right,
people.
Right,
and that goes for weapons too.
And here's the thing, and Diesel beat me to it. If you hit someone or something you're not supposed to, we cancels it.
So sorry.
That's what they teach you in week 5.
As they're cradling the limp body of whoever you shot.
You're holding the guy. He's bleeding all over your clothes. Ambulance ain't gonna get there in time. He's barely coherent. He's like, "Tell my wife I love her." And you're like, "Sorry."
so my bad. Yeah.
So,
and that's real shit.
Thing,
that's
man.
all you, that's all you get here at Double Impact is real shit.
Right. Few people make it that far in the training, though. So
that's why I said I'll take over the gun conversation because I took those classes. I made it to week 10, the final graduation, shooting the elderly. That's, but we'll get to that.
So this idiot, allegedly she's a CIA agent, sticks her gun through the door, but doesn't want to look at what she's shooting. He knocks the gun out of her
gross
hand.
Blood is icky.
Yeah,
see it. What the fuck? So and he's smoking a cigar, and he takes a cigar. Hold on, I'm not sure what the temperature is, but I'm sure the end of a cigar is at least 700-800 degrees. And he presses that shit to her thumb, and she's fine. She doesn't. Oh shit! Give me some icy motherfucker. Nothing. Just so let's make love.
Yeah, he burns her hand, flips her over onto the bed. This is James Bond, so of course the woman ends up on the bed within 2 seconds of meeting him. She admits who she is, that she's a CIA agent. She's a new agent. She's a bumbling idiot. This woman, and then they're gonna make it. They're gonna make love, and then they don't. It's like, well, never mind. But but then,
no, she doesn't want to. He's putting it on her. He gets close. They're like even closer than that. They're about to kiss, and she goes, was it Tony? Or anyway, her CIA boss, he's like, he told me about you. And she steps back and shakes her hand. She's like, "Good night, Mr. Bond." She goes, "Good night, Miss." He goes, "Good night, Mrs. Bond." So he was close.
He's making his move
about to get it.
He was in that short yardage goal line offense. He was down to the 4-yard line.
4-yard line.
Going for the tush push. Going for the tush push.
And she didn't get to give him the tush, which was kind of cool. She was like, "Nope, sorry." Where she had some integrity and was like, "No, you're not getting these, not yet." And one thing that I liked about this, we're speaking about the blaxploitation and stuff, the blaxploitation element. Another thing on the opposite end of the spectrum is you don't see normally if you see a black criminal enterprise in movies or TV now, it's drug related, some gang shit. It's like, not the upper echelon of crime, if you will, not like this multi-billion-dollar. There's some drug shit.
Idiot street gangsters that have like an IQ of 38 and they can barely form a sentence and they're just, "Hey man, blah, blah, blah." These guys, they're sophisticated. These Jamaican gangsters.
Yeah, you might get up to, I'm the supplier from Mexico, or I meet with the cartel, but it's no real organized, slick shit. And in this movie, it was. And when I say their black people are portrayed a certain way in movies or whatever, I'm not blaming it on some Hollywood entity. These black folks went to the audition and took the fucking role. So they didn't have a problem with it. But what I'm saying is you don't see sophisticated, high level, organized, conglomerate level criminals, portrayed by black folks in movies. And why that is, I don't know. I'm just saying you don't see it. You don't see Bond level villains that are black. And not saying, we need to be represented as different criminals. But I'm just saying you don't see that.
What we need? I just thought of this. It's a concept. I think we could make up an acronym. You help me, because acronyms are a great way for people to remember things. If we wanted more black Bond villains, we could do like a thing that focused on like diversity and then equity and inclusion. If there was some sort of slogan we could use,
and
that would encourage people to remember the concept.
No.
Do you think that would work, like a diversity, equity, inclusion thing, or maybe equity, diversity, inclusion? You can mix it up any way you want, I suppose. But
no, I think that would work too well. Is the problem?
Yeah,
that would work too well.
Just a thought, just spitballing,
But they weren't cramming this down people's throat. It wasn't inorganic. It was just, this is the kind of movie we're going to make. But it is possible for people to be classy. Like, these people were wearing suits and they're elegant and they're sophisticated. Like, what the fuck?
The main bad guy, Dakota, had a monorail in his lair. Come on.
Yeah, and the way he spoke was clear, concise, educated, intelligent. Like, what the fuck happened to that? And just in general, look at the way these people dress.
Like,
she's
normal.
He's in a
nice.
Yeah, people wore suits, nice shit. They took care of themselves. With fucking tattoos all over their face and shit. Like,
if this movie was made right now, starring Pedro Pascal as James Bond and Zendaya.
Pedro Pascal, that's
why that dude in everything. He sucks.
Pedro Pascal. Him and Justin Trudeau. I'm a pussy. No, I'm a human pussy. Yeah, I'm a human pussy. No, I'm a human pussy. Oh my goodness. Pedro Pascal. Holy. I can't stand that dude. And his brother is a trans chick, and he took him as his date to a fucking awards ceremony. Like, dude, you are such a bitch.
Well, and they reward him. He's in every movie. He's in everything.
Yep. The ember on the end of a cigar is between 750. Why is Celsius? This is America.
Yeah, Matthew Marsden's not here right now.
750 Celsius to 1070 Celsius. That's pretty hot. So for somebody to put that on your hand, and you don't need any cream, ointment, nothing. You're just, we're good. Let's move into the living room.
Anyway, she's gonna help him surveil and get to the bad guys. For whatever reason, they want to go deep sea fishing. I don't know what this had to do with the story, but they get out.
That's where they're finding the island, the house.
Oh, that's the cover.
The bad guys' lair. Yeah, they're just going along the coast.
Right. Oh, so yeah, then she has a confrontation with a guy doing the boat, but he's legit. He's James Bond's friend, but she pulls a gun on him.
Well, because she's down below, she hangs up. I don't know, whatever the women wear, those things that cover them when they're wearing a bathing suit. And
I think it's called a sarong. I think it's called a sarong.
It's called a sarong.
Sarong?
No, that's around the waist. She had like a whole thing, like she just put over like a jacket kind of thing. I don't know what the name of it is, but
I call mine a sarong. The one I wear when I'm at the beach and I get out of the water.
You're glistening. But she takes the thing off because she's going to go out on the boat, whatever. She takes it off, she hangs it on a hook, and then that hook comes down and the secret compartment opens up and there's all this shit. So she figures, this dude, he's bad. She grabs a gun and says, hold on, who are you? And then turns out, it's fine, my darling. He works for me. His name's, so-and-so. And so she comes over and stands next to him. Dude, she was in great shape.
Yeah.
Like she looked good in that two-piece.
Hey, you worked out?
She had like the little, what do they call it? The cum gutters, like at her hips. You can see it when she's standing next to him. When she's standing next to him in the sun, you could see it. But no, the Bond girls, high standards. Love it. They weren't, hood, but if they made that all with Pedro Pascal and Zendaya, it would be patriarchy and why.
To her credit, though, she did pull the gun on him, but after everything was resolved, she's like, sorry. And he was like,
I'm sorry. Because I could have killed you. He's like, it's all right, girl. You can make it up to me.
Yeah. So then we
And
cut to a
fellas.
fortune teller lady, and her name is Solitaire, right? We met her earlier, and James Bond told her he's gonna give her the old Yorkshire pudding later.
The Yorkshire pud. And fellas, not only if you accidentally shoot somebody, but if you're with your lady and it ends quicker than you want, go, I'm sorry. And the shit was like, that's cool.
Here's the thing about, we got to ask Matthews. So he's going to come on Friday. It's 90% confirmed. He's a very busy man. A lot of kids. Might not come. But he said yes so far. You got to get to the bottom of this pudding thing with the Brits. Because they have pudding, like chocolate pudding, but then they have this bread thing called Yorkshire pudding. And they have all kinds of things that are not related in any way that they call pudding. I want to ask him, what the hell are you guys calling so many things pudding for when they're not even closer to it? Yorkshire pudding is like a sort of a really egg-based bread, and you put it like in a muffin tin, and then it, like, I think you put something in the tin to make a cavity in it, and then it flours out. So imagine like a flower pot that then had this big, like, wavy thing coming off the top. And it's just bread. But it's called Yorkshire pudding. I don't know. They serve it with roast beef and gravy and potatoes. I don't know. So we got to get to the bottom of that.
So Pedro Pascal, just the last king pussy Hollywood guy. He was born in Chile, so he's not from here either. Nope. And he went to school at NYU. And then it says relative's sister, who is really his brother. So they even list her as a chick when it's really a dude. Ugh. You make me sick, Hollywood.
I can't wait for the Epstein arrest to happen during the Oscars. That's my fantasy now.
Hey, stop, it hurts.
You wasted that wish you had, that Kwanzaa wish when Seagal was here earlier.
Damn it.
Or no, Black.
Don't blame me.
You had one Black History Month wish and you wasted it on getting rid of him.
Don't blame me.
You could have wished for the Epstein arrest during the Oscar ceremony.
We still might get it.
That was very selfish of you.
We still might get it.
Well,
when are the Oscars? Because the Oscars haven't happened yet, have they?
It's in March, I think.
Yeah, we're good. Still got time. Could still happen.
You should say sorry to me and really mean it this time.
I'm so sorry. You know what? They should have somebody go up there and just, instead of reading who won the awards, just start reading the names off the list. And then that's when they come in. They're all stand up, and then the FBI.
You just get Mel Gibson to come in there and say, "You bastards are all going to prison."
And they see him walking. Why is Mel Gibson? He's roaring this low rumble. Mel Gibson? Why is Mel Gibson? Remember Mel Gibson? He just goes, "Hello, you pieces of shit," and just starts reading. When I read your name, stand up.
Right.
And then they just, like the Blues Brothers, all the officers are standing in the aisles and shit, and at all the exits. And they just start snatching them up, and then watch the tears and the pleading start. Oh my God, please, no. Shut up.
We go
stun gun them all. Everybody gets stun gun. I don't care. I didn't do anything.
Don't text me, bro.
All of them. I wanted to smell like burnt hair and flesh in the whole place.
All that plastic in their bodies will go up like a candle. It's melting faces.
Oh yeah, their Botox lips. They're just fucking just running around with their lips on fire, burning. Botox. Is Botox flammable?
I wonder if the actors know how much the average American hates these people. And they started it. They started by insulting our culture and our way of life and just denigrating it in every fucking show. You ever see that thing from, I think it was called The Newsroom or some Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Where a girl stands up and says,
Daniels.
"You tell me why America is the greatest country in the world." And then he goes on this lib shit rant for 3 minutes of why America is actually not the best country. I mean, we all live here, we work here, and take advantage of its abundance and glory and success. But then all we do is denigrate it and act like a bunch of ingrates. Get the fuck out of here then. And by the way, you're wrong. It is the greatest country, not in the world, the greatest country in the history of the world. We're so great that we're great for times that we didn't even exist in. You understand me? Fuck out of here with that.
Dude,
you're an actual asshole idiot if you think that's like good writing or like impressive.
Dude, some dumbasses would be like, "No, this is real. Somebody really said that." I was like, it's a TV show. But people were acting like, no, somebody really said
But
that.
this is real. I know I live in America, but I hate it. That makes me brave.
Bullshit. Then get the fuck out of here. You got the money.
Right.
Go.
Yeah. ISIS got to round up the illegals and the America haters.
Yep.
Pay for it. Like, seriously, I'd be willing to increase the debt to ship them out of here, the liberal people. You want to go live in Europe and be sophisticated?
If you guys leave the country, if all of you Hollywood pervert, talking head, dumbass commies leave, we'll tell Doge to stop. How about that?
Yeah.
Doge won't look for another wasted dime if you guys all decide to go.
Right.
Or we won't release the Epstein list if you all leave. Deal?
Right. Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be so awesome.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Get them out of here.
You guys.
America, love it or leave it.
Yeah, and you notice they don't go to any other country to get rich and famous.
Right.
They don't go anywhere else.
Yeah, I remember telling off my old boss at DC Comics. Shoot him out. And he's not from here. He's from Korea. I told him, man, Korea didn't give you everything. America did. Like, how dare you insult this country? Yep. You're a multi-millionaire. You're a VP at Warner Brothers. You're living the high life, autographing for thousands of fans, traveling the world, going to movie premieres, working with the most famous shit ever at DC Comics, and you're going to denigrate this country?
Yep.
How dare
and they wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare do that back home.
Right. How dare
they wouldn't dare do that shit back home. Because some unmarked vehicle would come pick your ass up, never to be seen again.
Yeah, really disgusting.
You see Mr. Park? No, man, he talks shit about the government.
Look at Hector. He's not even in America. He's in Mexico, and he says, if they don't like the country, leave. That's right, Hector.
Yeah, come down here. We'll take you.
By the way, I love Mexico, and I love my Mexicans. By the way, you know, I love going down there, eating food, seeing the sights. It's a crazy city, Tijuana, dude. It's 2 million people. It's a huge city. It's got
really that big?
Insane wealth and crazy poverty too. It's got it all. It's a much, dude. It's one of, I think it is the cosmetic surgery capital of like the world. People who live here in Southern California, they'll take dental trips to Mexico. My buddy got LASIK there for $600. People go down there, get all their teeth fixed. My dog that I used to have, she died, had bone cancer in her leg. We took her down there and they amputated the leg and stuff. And it was thousands and thousands. It was $1,500 to do it in Mexico. Up here was going to be, $5,000-$6,000. You just put the dog to sleep, So Heather says she's too scared to go to Mexico. Oh, come on, Heather.
No, you're good.
On. Go to the tourist areas. Go there during the day, and don't go anywhere that you hear might be a rough neighborhood. And it's fine.
You'd be all right. Mexico's fine. It's not all cartels and shit like that.
You can go get yourself hurt or killed in any city and anywhere on earth, right?
Yeah.
Like you can. You could find the bad neighborhood and find the wrong people and get in some trouble. So you're smart, you're grown, just stay away from it, So
that's what Heather likes to do. She likes the trouble. So she wants. So where was that? Where'd you say the trouble was?
Right.
Say that one more time.
This guy's on the phone. Where'd you say the trouble was? He's calling up to find it.
One more time, real quick.
1-800. Where the fuck's the trouble?
Where? 1-800. Where can I get fucked up at? That might be too many letters.
Jericho, we're like 20 minutes of this movie. Do we got to speed run this thing now?
Oh, let's go. Come on. And it's a 2-hour movie. This motherfucker.
Right. And it's all 2 hours, this movie. Okay. Oof. So we come back to the bad guys. They're mad. They know Bond is on the way, though, because they're able to surveil him everywhere he goes on the island. And he's in the car with the young black lady. I forget her name, though. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but this made me laugh so hard. Just see this. 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
The most ghetto shit I ever heard. It was 7:60 a.m., a Los Angeles sports radio station. And they had this guy with the most stereotypical ghetto voice talking about rent a rim. You got a car, you want fancy rims? Dude, renting a rim by the month. If you're renting super expensive rims, you don't need to do that. I feel like that business is so racist, it's illegal.
They gotta look cool.
Like, why are you renting a rim? If you don't have money to buy rims, you really need to be saving it, get a second job, do other things. But I remember
they wouldn't have a business if everybody thought that way.
Rent a rim. And it was like, is this seriously happening right now? It was like, I had secondhand embarrassment listening to it.
Hey,
the worst, everyone knows this. I'm going to piss everyone off and it's going to get stuck in your head. The worst radio commercial in the world 1877 cars for kids.
Kids.
DS
ARS cars for kids.
kids.
1877 cars for kids. Donate your cars today. Boom, boom, boom. Well, then the guy comes in. 1877 cars for kids.
I feel like that was Barney. He didn't want anyone to know. Like when American actors go to Japan and they're selling some fizzy soda and it's all in Japanese.
Yeah.
Barney did the 1877 cars for kids, but since he wasn't on camera, we didn't know it was him.
He had to bring it down a few octaves. Yeah, in Japan, they'll have you selling some racist fucking soda.
Look at this. None of the Miser hates that I sang that song because now it's stuck in his head.
Oh, anger blood trigger.
None of the Miser is gonna be in the shower tomorrow morning with the head and shoulders all over his fingers, just scrubbing away. He's gonna be like 1877. Oh, stop!
KAR. That girl's Rosie. That's the girl.
Rosie. Okay. So anyway, him and Rosie are going there.
Well, that's when that last scene when they're in the car. She's like, "Oh, we'll go up here." He's like, "Well, why don't we go over here?" "Oh, no, we need to go over here." He's like, "Why? I'm not in a hurry. Are you?" She's like, "No, I'm not in a hurry." He's like, "Hey, we got some time to kill." Yeah, but that's when he's first like, and he says, "Well, we got some time to kill. Let me go up in this jungle and lay down a blanket and let me tap that ass." That's what happens. Right next to a river. I mean, that's a pimp shit. You got the rushing river, the hibiscus flowers, Jamaica.
James, he was on Google Maps last night planning this shit out.
Dude, we're getting it right there next to the. Oh, it's on, dude.
Oh, James, why do you have a pillow and a blanket in the backseat?
James.
Oh,
you're done already, James? Yeah, that was already. It's been a few days.
Time is money, my love.
We got to get over to the heroin field.
Don't be mad. It was a race and I won.
Here's what the matter of fact, just with. Oh, let's go. Yeah, we're down here.
You give me one of these. Well, thanks.
Job, old boy. So
here's the knuckles out of it.
Grabs her hand. She doesn't want to. Oh, thank you.
He daps her up. Oh my goodness.
So that's when he's like, "You're full of shit, girl. Tell me what I want to know right now." "What do you mean, James?"
And he points a gun in her face from 2 inches away.
Right in her face. And he's like, she's like, "He'll kill me if I tell you." "Well, what do you think I'm going to do?" So you fucking bitch. So he pulls a gun on her. She sees that there's a bunch of these throughout the forest. She sees one of those.
Starts running from it. And these coconut voodoo glow skulls. I don't know what the deal with these things are. They're supposed to be scary. I don't know.
Yeah, like shrunken head kind of thing.
So
and then it opens up, and you see 2 cameras for the eyes.
Right.
Then the mouth opens.
People who got fired from being Disney Imagineers and designing all the sets and all the land at Disneyland, do you think they worked for the bad guys to build this kind of elaborate stuff?
Oh, hey,
because you could just hide a camera in the trees. You don't need the coconut head man with the camera eyes
and the gun mouth.
Right.
Don't forget the gun mouth.
The gun and the camera could just be hidden in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could. But you got to have flair. You got to have this little coconut guy. He's pretty conspicuous. You are going to notice Coconut Man.
Not a lot of coconut scarecrows.
Right. Oh, what the devil is that? Is that another one of those coconut boys?
What the blazes is that over there? So she's running, and the thing opens up. You see the cameras, and then you know that movie silencer sound, and you know.
Dude, this movie has the G.I. Joe rifle sound effect later when there's some shooting. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's like a laser, like, it's like a really loud, but it's like robotic, but it's supposed to be from a rifle. Mm-hmm. I love that sound. It takes me right back to G.I. Joe when I was like 5 years old.
Go Joe.
This is, guys, if you've been watching our show, we've been doing this show for over 3 years. This is a deep pull here. This goes back to like season 1. It's part of the Skynet system.
Skynet.
If you know what Skynet is.
Yeah. That's how far back None the Miser goes.
Wow, None the Miser, one of the OGs. So yeah,
triple OG.
She runs away from James Bond, but
got her. Damn.
Boy, he shoots her. She got the Yorkshire pudding, and then she got the 9mm Parabellum. So you know,
dude, all bad, man.
Yeah,
cute.
She
girl.
got 9. Jericho. She got 9 inches, then she got 9mm.
Oh, which one? Which one do you think she'd choose?
Oh, I do prefer the metric system.
Oh, James. And my wife,
when she got shot, she said, Oh, James.
Any last words, my dear? Oh, James.
And they said,
My,
sorry, my dear.
she's, oh, I'm sorry.
Ah.
No, it's all right, my dear. And then my wife, she goes, does he just sleep with all the women? I was like, yeah, that's fucking half of what he does. He
You just tell your
does
wife,
some
is
spy
this the
shit,
first-
he lays him down.
First time you've heard of James Bond, this is kind of what he does.
Yeah, she doesn't watch any of those movies. I was like, yeah, that's what he does. I was like, he'll probably get 2-3 more before the movie's fucking over. That's what he does.
She died doing what she loved.
She died doing what we all love.
Right. He hit it and quit it. Yeah. What a way to
Damn.
go. Killed by Coconut Boy. Coconut
Dang
Boy
it.
shot her. But that even Coconut Boy felt bad. He's just doing his job. And he said, sorry.
I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay, Coconut Boy.
Oh, jolly good show, Coconut Boy.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. It's like on the Flintstones when they would have that dinosaur that was the dishwasher or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it would look at the camera, the dinosaur, and go, it's a living.
It's a gig. And then sometimes you hear the crowd laugh. Like There's a laugh track on the
There's a
old
laugh
fucking
track on the
Flintstones.
Flintstones.
Yep.
We should have a laugh track on this show. I need a laugh track button.
There's like a pterodactyl inside of it. What are you gonna do? Love it. And
So
it was
then we
always
cut
the
back-
New Yorker.
Huh?
What is it with the New York accent? New York, they only use it for certain like real gritty blue collar things. They'll use
Right.
the
guy
New
with a
York.
jackhammer.
Yeah. Hey, I'm working here.
Right.
You know, like the Mucinex fucking ghouls or whatever, the blobs of snot. Hey, what are you doing? They
the
sound like
booger
that.
girls, the booger ghouls.
Yeah, if he has like a dirty fucking wife beater on, he's from New York for sure. That's weird.
What? Yeah. What's with the Mucinex booger guy?
I don't know, genius
Wouldn't
marketing.
you think a company that wanted to cure sinus and booger, like stuffing up your head, wouldn't they have a guy that fought the boogers? Like a clean, nice looking guy.
Like a booger bandit or something?
Like they hired the problem. The booger guy's the bad guy.
But he would have to fight or destroy the bad guy. So you still get the, when they're falling down the drain. No, what are you doing?
I guess.
Either way, you're stuck with the New York accent. But moving along, speeding along.
Yeah, we got to speed run this thing. We're only like a third in, so we're going to blaze it. So here we are. Solitaire, the fortune teller with the tarot cards, back in the base of Mr. Biggs with the claw hand guy. I forget his name. We'll call him Clawby. Claude.
No, it's
Jean-Claude.
Teehee.
Teehee?
Teehee Johnson.
No, it's not.
I swear.
What?
Yeah,
that's not how you pronounce it. Do you pronounce it? It's a special. It's a very rare. Okay.
Teehee.
Okay, here's how it's pronounced. I forgot about this. You put your 3 middle fingers over your mouth and you go. That's how you say his name. Exactly. You should have seen it when he was little. He get trouble. Get your ass in the house right now.
I'm sorry. Come back outside. Yeah,
I told you not to play around those fucking alligators. Look, you got your hand bit off.
All right.
Teehee Johnson?
Teehee. Yeah, so Teehee.
Okay.
He's Mr. Metal Clamp who can
bend.
He grabs James Bond's gun and fucking turns the barrel into the letter C.
Right.
So like it's really, really they established that very early that claw is super fucking strong.
Right. So anyway, he's paragliding for some reason I don't remember. More cards with the lady, and he infiltrates the base. Then he sits down and he has the mind to put on her fortune-telling robe, and he's doling out cards.
Yeah, that's where he was paragliding too.
Oh, he paraglides into the base and does not get seen.
Yeah.
Because they spent all their money of security cameras on Coconut Boy's 2 cameras in his eye. So they were 1 camera short for the paraglider path that led right to the tarot card chair. So,
and this is where he
did better. They should have
budgeted. This is where
better.
he talks her out of her undies.
Right.
And he's like, wait, the card said that we're going to be lovers. You do believe in the cards, don't you?
Oh, hold on now. You should never play with tarot cards. It is witchcraft, and I'm being serious.
But that's what he does.
What could be more James Bond than tricking this woman with the cards?
And he does. He's like, oh, well, you do believe in the cards.
So I don't listen. I don't even want to. It's just the card said that.
It's in the card. So
I'm in Jamaica. I feel like I have to, right? I mean,
So
when in Rome, right?
You think that I want all the blood running downstairs right now? Of course not. But the cards,
Do you
they're
think I want
going
to
to be level.
lay you back and slowly enter your body and your mind, and that we rhythmically become one? Do you think that that's what I really want?
Yes. You think I want to lay you? Yeah, never mind. I'll see myself out.
Sorry.
Oh, and before I go, I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry.
Fucking James. But yeah, he pretty much talks her out of the undies right here.
Like, draw a card. All right, you're coming to bed, lady. And then, okay, so this is what I was saying in the beginning. He's always bagging all kinds of chicks in these movies. By the way, James
third
Bond,
one.
Hold on. What is the time between this? Like, get your watch out. And this. How long is this?
A couple hours.
Like 2-3 hours? Okay.
3 hours. It's dark. So
okay.
4, 5, 6 hours maybe.
Like,
still the same day.
If this isn't under 10 minutes, now I can't believe this movie at all.
No, this is later the same day, but still, you're knocking down 2 chicks a day. Hey, you're doing
that Italian gal like yesterday, the day before. Yeah,
you're doing great work. He's pretty much nailing a chick or 2 every day.
I feel like that's the whole reason he got into this spy game. He doesn't even care about Britain or the Queen or anything.
Give me all of the cases that have a lot of sex in them. Give me all the ladies.
I'm your man.
He always finds one. Oh, James. Doesn't discriminate. White, black, Asian.
Doesn't matter.
Mixed. It don't matter.
No.
He's in it to win it. And kudos.
I'm not sure. Wilt Chamberlain style.
Dude.
Yeah.
Knocking him down. But yeah, he parasails, hang glides, or whatever. I had my 5th grade teacher.
Do you remember this?
Hang glider.
I got to interrupt. Sorry. You remember Wilt Chamberlain? He scored 100 points in a game, and he claimed to have slept with 10,000 women in his life or something. I don't think that this was a game. These are not points in a basketball game. This was a week of women.
Yeah.
He was just holding it up,
It was a slow week, too.
The slow week. Yeah, he'd hurt his leg that week playing basketball.
That's like fucking 15 chicks a fucking day.
Jeez.
He ain't got time for basketball. He's halftime. He's back there knocking it down.
Yeah. So, yeah, but look at her face here. You were saying earlier that you thought Jane Seymour did such great acting with her facial expressions.
Yeah.
And here you see it. You see those little bit raised, bunched up eyebrows and the vacant kind of staring off, like, because she has regret. Because even though he just has sex with a bunch of ladies, James Bond, in this, it's a major part of the plot where her fortune-telling powers that the bad guys use to help them do their bad guy stuff. If she ever had sex, she would lose her powers. And now she realizes, like, wow, was that worth it? So I feel like this is a very relatable scene when it comes to sex in general,
And she even cries.
Yeah.
She even like turns the other way, turns her back to him and like starts crying.
He's like, oh my dear, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to be so rough for you.
I'm so sorry. And you don't see this reverence, this respect for virginity.
What's that?
But you want, that as depending on where you are in life, you're for that. You're for purity and holding on to it,
Right.
But not James.
He tricked her with the old card trick. Pick a card, any card.
If you ever want to take a girl's virginity, just get a deck of cards.
Right.
Like, that's sort of how easy it was.
That was it.
Where were you in high school, James?
I feel like it was going to happen no matter what. I don't feel like the deck of cards pushed it over the edge.
No, but that's just to make it easier for him.
Yeah, it gives her plausible deniability in her own head, which you want to do. You want to be polite and let them have something they can rationalize.
I was duped.
Yeah, women always love to say like, well, one thing led to another and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, so my wife was defending her. She was like, he tricked her. I was like, what do you mean he tricked her? He talked her out of her fucking undies. I was like, well, she's a grown woman. Like, fucking take advantage of her. Just fucking James Bond. Look at this guy, fucking hair on his chest, drinks vodka martinis, drives an Aston Martin with a fucking Walther P-32. Of course she gave it up. He's an international spy. Oh, he fooled. He tricked her. Shut the front door. Get out of here.
Was she? You know, you could have pissed your wife off, and you know we love to tease our wives. You just say you're just jealous. You want to be tricked like that.
Like, don't worry,
that's
I'll
when you
trick you
bust
out.
out your Jericho Green deck of cards, and you start riffling them from hand to hand. You know.
What are you doing? You're about to get tricked.
Yeah, pick a card, any card.
And just cut a hole in it, put it over your dick. Ooh. Which one do you
pull
pick?
it out. You pull it out and goes, "This is your card."
Is this your card? Why, yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Put
stupid.
the whole cut holes in all of them, put the whole stack on your dick. I know one of these. I know one of these is your card, so let's go. I put all 52 in it. I even put the instructional card that came in the new.
Yeah, you had the jokers and the instructions.
Both, all of them, dude. So I know I got your card in here.
Yeah, I got it here
Damn
somewhere.
it.
We're gonna find it.
This one, no. This one, no. Yeah, man. Good job,
Oh my
James.
goodness. Sorry.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard my side actually cramped a little bit. Goodness. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. Is this your card?
It's your card. Be all fucking all hoity-toity. How about this one? Is this your card? No,
Great,
it's
I'll
not
be
my
bed
fucking
with you
card.
then.
Well, you know, it's in here somewhere.
Right. She's like, well, I have known you for 45 seconds, so this is probably a great idea.
This is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and she came out in her little nightie and shit. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
No
What they say inside her,
brassiere.
she knew what she was doing them little ass shorts on.
She
Remember
know what
the
you doing
movie
with them little ass shorts on. Hey, Miss
That was Miss-
Parker.
That
Hey,
was Miss
baby.
Parker. That's
When we
right.
gonna fuck, Miss Parker? Huh? Nothing. So
So
she's being, hurled from set to set, just, this damsel in distress. I love it. James Bond taking charge. Let's go, woman. Yeah, man. But you see her again. Look at that look on her face. It's the shot's not even about her. But
right.
look how much she's in character. How she's looking at him.
Yeah.
Like, you son of a bitch.
So why are he and her walking around the compound, the bad guy's base now? Why did they leave that room?
Well, now that he's soiled her, he's taken her purity. They get the fuck out of there.
He's gonna do the right thing and marry her. He's taking her to the judge.
Yeah, he's taking her to the chapel. He's taking her to that little chapel in Vegas. Or you can get married by the king.
Peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwich.
I call that a goober, man. That's what I was eating on the toilet when I died. 1977.
There's that story of Elvis flying from Tennessee to Denver, Colorado to get his favorite sandwich called the Fool's Gold Sandwich. And it was an entire French loaf, a jar of peanut butter, and a jar of jelly. I don't know which flavor. And then a pound of bacon, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I've had a bacon, jelly, and peanut butter sandwich, and I will testify they are delicious. I would not eat a 2-foot-long French loaf of it, though. I would not do that. So.
Yeah, but if you're running off all the shit he put in his body, you probably will. And just to have it like that. I mean, think you're Elvis. You're on top of the fucking world. Everybody, everywhere you go, loves you. You're a fucking cultural icon, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, let's get on a private plane and we're going to fly and get that sandwich, man. Like, why wouldn't you? Fuck it. Yeah, we're just, hey, fuck it. Let's go. Grab a handful of Coke, grab some chicks. We're going to fly and get a fucking sandwich.
I love Elvis, though. Do you like it? I love Elvis. I think he's great.
He's cool. Yaphet Kotto, he passed in 2021, RIP. But he's old enough to have been married for 13 years, 21 years, and then, let's see, 24 years. Fuck, dude. How'd you do that? His first marriage was 13 years, 21 years, and fucking 23 years.
20, wow.
23
and did he
years.
die married or did he divorce that one and die single?
No, he died married because 2021, Tessie Sinahan, and he died in the Philippines.
Weird.
Yeah, but that's she was way younger than him. Damn,
that's how we
girl.
do it.
He said, "Hey, look, girl, you're hot. I'm rich. Let's go." Like, okay.
Someone asked if we've done Swamp Thing. We haven't, but I'm open to it. If it's horrible, which I've heard the Swamp Thing.
Oh, the one from the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love horrible movies because they're fun to make fun of.
It's a dog of shit,
Hector says Dreed, but I'm sure he means Dread. Ever be reviewed? With Stallone with I Am the Law. Yeah, we could do Dread.
Well, if we do Dread, then we got to do both of them.
Okay, the new one is awesome. The Stallone one is not awesome.
The Stallone was cheesy. It's Rob Schneider, the total sidekick, corny 90s shit. Yeah, it's very candy, poppy, not empty calories kind of movie. But the new one, the 2012 one, the newer one with Carl Urban, that was shit.
Now here's the thing. You know how nerds get about their comic books and all this stuff. People hated the first Judge Dredd because Stallone takes his helmet off. What you have to understand about Judge Dredd, the character, his face has never been shown. They never have taken that helmet off. So to take his helmet off and show Stallone's face is just sacrilege to the Judge Dredd fans. And you'll notice the Carl Urban movie, the helmet never comes off. So anyway, he takes this woman's purity. They're running around the encampment. They're being shot at. More thugs are after them. A double-decker bus blows up and burns, killing everyone inside. Cats and dogs are getting married. It's a Bond 70s like action sequence of that.
Dude. First, he was 46 and she was 22 in this movie.
And Roger Moore and Jane Seymour.
Yeah, Jane Seymour.
Number 26? 2.
She was 22. He was 46.
Hey.
So, this scene right here, this chase scene is terrible. That was a double-decker bus. They went under a bridge. It ripped off the top of the bus. That's what it looked like before. Terrible chase scene. Then they get into the boat scene. So this is the chase scene. Then what happens? Let's keep going because I think
they try and get in a cab to get away, but this guy's a bad guy too, right? The cabbie.
Yeah, and he was the same cabbie in New York.
What the fuck is he doing in Jamaica?
He told him because he's working for Mr. Big. He told him in the cab in New York, he says, "I'll give you $20 if you follow that jukebox down." And he says, "Shit, for $20, I'll take you to a Ku Klux Klan meeting." And he was very over the top, jive turkey, black exploitation guy. And then now in Jamaica, because he works for Mr. Big, he's like, hey man, I'm driving cabs here in Jamaica. It's not as bad as Brooklyn. And he's like, really looks at me, what the fuck? He's like, you're the same dude. And then, he puts up the partition, you're not going anywhere. Hits a switch, locks the door. A lot of switches, a lot of sliding secret compartments, a lot of trap doors.
Walls, trap doors, crocodiles, lasers, sharks.
The fucking prop department was working overtime in this movie. And this only had a budget of $7 million. So I don't know what that was in 73. Maybe that was a lot in 73. I don't know. So he takes him, locks him inside the car, takes him to the airplane. Then we find out that bitch, Miss Solitaire, was working for Mr. Big. So this whole time they're on the run. We're thinking she's with James now. He hit it. Now they're gonna they're on the run together. Man, she's been telling them where they are the whole damn time, bitch. Right. So then he, hits the guys, rolled under the plane, runs, hops into this plane. Some old lady's flying this plane, and he hops in there with her.
The old lady was there for her flying lesson, just a random citizen.
And they're going all around, running over. These guys are chasing him in the cars in the airplane, and she's riding all around the airport, and they can't get her. She turns, she goes through the hangar. Someone says, "Close the doors." The ADR was terrible. Close the doors. So they're closing the doors. She goes through it, and that's when she goes, "Oh shit!" First time I ever heard cussing in a Bond movie. Right. Goes through the opening, rips off the wings, and they get away. So I can't remember how they got away. But James,
I don't know. And then the plane was upside down afterwards.
Oh yeah, and then the guys are doing the Keystone Cop, flipping the cars, like flying over airplanes and shit, landing on airplanes. There's some pretty cool stunt driving here.
And then he says something to her like, "Okay, your lesson will be next week at the same time," or something like that. He still pretends he's the flight instructor. So
yeah, but then there's like this awkward, like they held the shot too long because she has like the bug eyes, like holy shit,
she has the bug eyes.
Hold it too long.
Then you hear in the background, "Cut."
Dude, they just held that. It was too long. It was awkward. So then they cut to he's back with the CIA guys. And they're getting a new suit and all that.
Felix Lester.
Yeah, that's Felix. And then he's on the phone with the guy who owned the airplane who the wings got ripped off. And he's like, "Oh, no, sir. I understand it was your plane. Well, there's no reason to call names, sir. Oh, okay, and yes, on behalf of the government, like he's obviously talking to the guy who's playing. He fucked up. He's probably saying, "You guys need to pay for this." Blah 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 blah. And just I don't know why they put the scene in there. I mean, the guy wasn't that important. Like,
Yeah, who cares? Like he
Yeah,
broke.
gives
Like,
a fuck.
you imagine if movies had a phone call from a government agency that was going to pay for all the destroyed cars and buildings and train tracks and everything that's destroyed in action movies. Then we're going to sit there and watch the accounting department say, yes, the government will cover that. We can cover
Yeah,
up to 80% of the value and blah, blah, blah. And you'll work with an adjuster. And we'll need the following paperwork. And like, really? I don't want to watch this. This is stupid.
Shit was dumb. But it's James is getting like he's getting new tailored suits. Oh, I don't like that tie. And that's like this big fucking opulent, expensive hotel room and shit.
Right. And
so 50 mil.
Are they back in New York or are they in Jamaica still?
I think they're still in Jamaica.
Jamaica, man.
And then they go back to New Orleans. So earlier they had the funeral procession. It's all sad and slow. And that lady right there in the center frame, she's crying. Like the person who was in the casket, was related to her. She knew him or whatever. And then there's a CIA guy who's standing on the side of the street. And then this little older black dude, this unassuming older black dude in a suit, walks up to him and the guy goes, "Whose funeral is it?" And then the older black guy pulls out a knife because he works with Mr. Big and he goes, "Yours." And he sticks the guy.
Line. I remember when I heard that line today and I was working, I thought I need to put that line in one of my comic books. That's or a line similar to that's a great little twist of a line. Whose funeral is it? Yours.
And he sticks him like, in the side or something. The guy goes and dies immediately, just like the snake bite.
Right. The snake bite.
He's dead. He falls on the street. And then the guy's carrying the casket. They sit it down over his body, pick it up, and then the body's gone, which is a practical effect. I don't know how they did that.
It's like a magician show. It's like David Copperfield.
But if you sit it down and pick him up, is there a false floor that slides in there? Or is he like in there? That,
or he teleported through the wooden bottom, which is probably unlikely.
Pretty unlikely. But they sat it down.
Like 10 teleportations, like 10 max is what I've heard of.
But they picked him up. So there has to be a false bottom, or he's inside that casket going like this with his arms and legs.
Right. There was things built into the casket by the special effects department, poles to grab onto, and a little cubby shelf for his feet.
Yeah,
very
probably.
Bottom.
Yeah.
A cubby for the feet and poles for your hands.
Because they just sit it down, and it's a continuous shot. They walk over, sit it down, pick it right up, and then the guy's gone. So, yeah.
Holy shit. Shrapnel says, getting stabbed will always put you into shock. Trust me, gang, being stabbed sucks. He's been stabbed. Terrible.
Shit, man.
Glad you're all right. I've been stabbed once by myself, only like a half-inch deep. I bought this like tactical, surgical stainless steel knife, brutal knife. It's like got the thumb ring, and it's for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a combat knife. I bought it. It's for killing. And it has this Kydex, which is that really hard plastic polymer thing that you have. It's a gun holster. It has a Kydex knife holder. And to get it in and out, it's hard. And I was like practicing, like, I gotta know how to pull this thing out of here. And I was in my kitchen doing it, and someone drove by, or the mailman came up, or something got my attention out the window on the street. I look up and just sink it right into my hand. Right there. Nice. It goes about the width of my index finger. And I have a scar right there, about a half-inch long scar. And I hit the nerve when I cut it. My whole finger felt like electricity and tingling. And for like a month or two after, if I touched that spot where I cut, my whole finger would have like electric nerve pain in it. Totally fine now. No problems. But I was just stab into the holder. And look up, stab right into my hand like a genius. It's got this needle point on it. It's like a stabbing knife. That's what it's made for.
When you cut yourself, you realize how flimsy your body is. Like when you cut yourself, it just glides right through your fucking skin like nothing. My dad told me a story that sticks with me to this day. He said he was working in a kitchen. I think it was in the army, and this guy was cutting bacon on a fucking saw, like the big.
Oh God, the bandsaw, the big bandsaw thing. How do those guys have thumbs? How do those guys have thumbs, dude?
Dude, this is back in the day, right?
Right.
And he says the guy's fucking cutting it, and somebody's called him or said something. He turns around, he's not paying attention, and he fucking ran the saw and just took all 4 of his fucking fingers right off. I was like, so ever since he told me that, I always, when I'm cutting, I always pay attention. I look down at what I'm doing, and if I stop or if I look away, I always try to stop and then
right.
But it's always conscious it's always in the back of my mind, that story, and to fucking pay attention.
I
Because
missed
it's like that.
Yeah.
It happens like that. And the human body is fucking
like nothing.
rice paper.
I changed the double light switch in my kitchen the other day because when I flicked on the light in the morning, you could hear arcing, like, and the light on the ceiling was flickering. So that means the contacts inside the switch are worn out and it's arcing electricity. So, you know, I go to the hardware store, I buy the new stuff, the new plate, the new switch and everything. And you go outside to your breaker box, you turn off all the electricity in your house, right? Of course. But no matter what, even when you turn the electricity off, it's still scary to touch the wires with your hand.
Hell yeah.
Your brain is telling you, don't fucking touch those. Like, I turned the power off, like, don't touch it. And I touch it, and I had to bend the wire and do some stuff to it by hand. I had to touch the copper part. And as you're doing it, like, you know, it's off, but man, it feels weird to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure for electricians, it feels totally normal. But, you know, as someone who's just a homeowner and changes sockets and, you know, lights occasionally, it feels weird to grab the copper wires.
Yeah. Your brain's like, don't do it. And your finger's like, don't be a pussy. You turned it off.
Well, I learned something when I worked at Hewlett Packard. I met a guy. He worked there too. This is like the year 2000. He used to be an electrician. And he told me his thing was you turn all the power off for sure. But when the first time he went to touch the wire, he touched it with the back of his hand, just in case.
Yeah.
Because if you grab it and it's hot, it might make your muscles clamp down and be very hard to let go of it.
Fucking grab onto it.
So he said he would always touch the wire with the back of his hand first, just to see if it was still hot.
That's so
anyway, the speed run continues. We're back in Nolans, having another funeral procession.
They pick up a second guy.
Right.
They do it to a second guy who works for the CIA.
Right.
He's standing on the same spot. Same guy comes up to him, but then you just see them pick him up. You don't see him get stabbed because you've already seen that. They just show him dropping the casket, picking him up, and then once they pick up the body, or no, right before the guy gets stabbed, the guy in the band, he plays really loud, signifying, "Boom, let's start partying." Because that's like really slow and somber in the beginning, and then he has a trumpet and he plays a certain chord or certain notes. And then the band kicks up and everybody starts partying, which is like the famous New Orleans funeral procession. So right when he plays that trumpet, that's a signal, stick this fool. He falls, they get him in the casket, he's fucking out of there. And then James Bond and then pull up. I'm like, oh, where's the guy? Because he told him, oh, so-and-so's on the corner. They don't see him, they figure, oh, he went inside. And then, nah, he's inside a fucking casket. He ain't inside there. They got his boy.
So then he and Felix, they're in this place, and then they get nabbed. And James ends up back with Mr. Big. He's now,
and he has that weird fucking shit on his face.
Right. Yeah, he's got a different voice, and he looks different, and he's threatening James Bond, all this stuff, and telling him, you know, when Mr. Big gets here, this is going to happen with Mr. Big. And it's cool. You got the awesome the clamps that come up to lock you in as a bad guy. I would never sit in a chair that had dangling wrist clamps. And if it was the only place to sit, and my dogs were barking, say I've been at Disneyland all day, my feet were just tired. The only chair to sit in had these like, we're going to tie you up kind of clamp things. I would sit, but I would just hold my arms above them. And like, what are you going to do now, bad guy? You going to clamp me in here? My arms are 4 inches above your little clamps.
What are you going to do, Teehee?
And Teehee's like, don't you want to, your feet are tired. Don't you want to rest your wrists?
Don't you rest
no, my
arms?
wrists are fine. Why would I want to rest them? I don't need to put them down on the armrest. I'm fine.
Yeah, I wasn't walking with these.
Well, you look tired. Maybe you should put your wrists on the armrest.
Nope. I'm good, Teehee.
Well, I insist that you put them down. You know, it's just good manners. You can't have your hands up like you're some sort of wizard casting a lightning spell.
Don't be a dick. Put your hands down.
So
when
go ahead. This is great.
But the way they get him in there is he's in there with the CIA guy. He gets up and goes to look for the other guy, and then the lady, she's singing "Live and Let Die" live in front of him.
Right.
The theme song. And she sings really loud, and then boom, the guy hits something, and then where he's sitting, that floor just lowers down. Like fucking, I'm telling you, the trap doors and shit moving around is crazy in this movie. So they lower him. When he's lowered, it slides over and hides the hole. They put a new table on top of it and the 2 drinks, and he comes back, hey, where'd James go? They do that shit all the time. They totally move shit when somebody's gone, and they come back, it's all different and looks how it was before. Yeah, put your feet in the stirrups.
Yeah. Also, if I'm tired,
I'm
tired, I am not gonna. If there was a bad guy and he's like, "Hey, you were at Disneyland all day, your feet are tired. Come sit in this chair."
Like,
I'm not sitting in that chair, Jericho, because I could think of something that could happen to you in that chair that you would not like.
Yeah, he's gonna do something to your taint. That's a taint angle right there.
He's gonna get your taint.
No, T, get out of here, you little.
Now you will find out why they call me Tee.
Yeah. So I'm not sitting in that chair, and I'm not sitting in the wrist clamp chair or any other clamping chairs.
Yeah, no clamping.
That's a
Ladies,
no.
that has to feel like vulnerable to like have your legs up in the air. I imagine even though ladies are used to having their legs up in the air more than guys,
Right.
That still has to feel pretty vulnerable.
Our friend from south of the border, Hector, he does not know our lingo in America. OBGYN means obstetrician. That's a pregnancy doctor. Gynecologist. That's
a poon doctor.
That's a poon doctor.
That's a clam doc.
They call me Dr. Poon.
Hey, ladies, I'm your new gyno. Let me see your clam.
So that's what that means, Hector. What is it called en español? ¿Cómo se dice? Doctor de Pinocha.
Doctor de Noche. I would like one of those at the house, though. Those chairs were cool.
Right. When you want to be laxing, you're so relaxing. You don't even say the re part. You just say, I'm laxing.
Your kids come in, Dad, we have friends over. What? So I fucking relax.
Yeah. So he's pretending to be someone else. He's talking in a different voice. He's threatening about what Mr. Big's gonna do. Then he rips off his own face and a wig, and then he starts speaking with that normal, super recognizable Yaphet Kotto voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a question for you, Jericho. Is this double blackface? Because he's a black guy. He's a black guy, but then he's in blackface.
Yeah, it's double blackface.
Do you know? Because well, the reason I asked, because the original guy that was up for this role was none other than Justin Trudeau.
And he was so excited to audition for this. He was like, wait, I can now?
They said, don't you want to read the script? He's like, nope, I heard blackface. Nope. I am in.
You had me at blackface.
Oh, listen, you know how much shoe polish a guy like me owns? I got to use this shit. It goes back.
Like a fucking bucket.
I bought it at Costco. I bought a pallet. I didn't know it went bad. Okay.
I didn't know there was an expiration date on shoe polish. I got to do
blackface every fucking day, like 3 times a day. I'm going to have to throw it all away if I don't.
So I do black body. I do my whole fucking body. Even the under the sack, the tank, between the cheeks, I get everything.
Oh my gosh. You want to hear the wokest shit I've ever heard? Disney, when you work at a big company, there's a thing called standards and practices, right? We do this as a company. I know a guy that works at Marvel Comics, coloring their comic books. And do you know what they make them do now? And this is artistically, this is fundamentally wrong, but it's so woke, it's insane to believe. When you color black characters at Marvel Comics now, they want you to color the lips a different shade, and the palms of the hands or the feet, if shown, need to be lighter. You have to waste your fucking time doing things like that in a comic book now at Marvel.
Damn, that's GAY. I'm surprised they don't make all the comic book artists fucking bend over and spread their cheeks before they start work every day.
They just this is the chair that they get when they come into work.
So, you guys ready to draw? Come on,
you guys ready? You guys ready for the Disney way to make some comics?
Well, guys, I'm ready to make a transgender comic book.
Who's ready to draw some transgender people?
Oh my goodness!
Got to get in the chair first, though.
Wouldn't it be exciting if Superman went to a pride parade instead of saving the Earth from an asteroid?
Superman, where were you? I was at the pride parade. What happened? They all fucking died, you dick.
Hector tells it's gynecologio. I don't know. That's a gynecologist.
Ginecologo. Because I have the accent. That's a gynecologo.
Gynecologo. Okay.
Gynecologo.
Okay.
I'll just say doctor de noche.
All right. So yeah, he rips off his face, and who knows what could have been if Justin Trudeau had played this role instead. You know, because he's a blackface. He is a blackface aficionado, by the way. So,
yeah, well, he was up for the role, but he wanted to fuck James Bond too, and they were like, no.
It's like that's not what James Bond does.
Got to draw the line somewhere, Trudeau.
He wanted to be
Castro.
James.
Oh, James. They kept catching him in fucking Jane Seymour's trailer, putting on her dresses.
He was sitting there.
James.
He was sitting there. You know, they do the screen test where they read the lines with different combinations of actors to see who has the best chemistry. And he sat in for the woman part, Trudeau. No, he was in for the bad guy part, but he kept saying, "Oh, James," and they said, "That's not your lines. Where are you seeing that?" So I'm improvising. I'm improvising. It's what Trudeau does.
Is I even brought my own chair, my own gyno chair. So actually, it's broken. I just hold my hands behind my knees.
I can put my feet behind my head if that's required for the part.
Well, you guys need me to do this? And just put some behind his fucking head.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we can go over the love scene now if you want. Bro, Justin, dude, you're not making love to James Bond. Stop.
Right. Justin is a method actor. I like when he was running for governor of Canada last time, like 4 years ago or whatever, a reporter who didn't like him and those blackface photos had come out, and there are multiple blackface photos.
Yes.
Came out and the reporter asked him, "Do you have any idea how many times you have done blackface?" Because new ones kept coming out. He couldn't even ballpark. He couldn't say 5 times. So it could be 500. We don't know.
Dude, he's like, how many days in a year? 3. Shit. Like, man, I've done 1,000, 2,000. What year is it? Fucking been about 2,000 of those.
He's like, I told you it was a pallet of shoe polish from Costco. You do the math.
You know how wasteful I am not. So I had to do it. I'm sure you.
So anyway, he rips his own face off and hair off and reveals that he is, in fact, Mr. Big. And then he asked, and he's in James Bond's face. And what he's so mad about is, it was funny to me. He's mad that James screwed Solitaire, the fortune teller. And he asks her, did you get with her? And he's like, a man doesn't tell secrets. You don't kiss and tell or whatever. It's not something a gentleman would do. Okay, James, you have sex with a woman you met 45 minutes ago. You're a real gentleman, dude. Like,
quite the scumbag. So.
But so he has James's magical watch with the magnet shit in it, and he asks her, "What's the serial number on the back of this thing?" And
for each wrong answer, he's gonna first he clips James's finger, and then after that he goes a more personal area.
Right. So so Snippy Hand there is gonna pinch everything off.
Dude, can you stop fucking laughing like that, please? I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, and she tells him the number on the back of the watch is 3266. Now, this is Gabe's tinfoil hat. This has nothing to do with the movie. I think Hollywood is filled with Satanists. And I noticed what those numbers were on the watch. 3 times 2 is 6, and the other 2 numbers were 6. There you go. So then, yeah, pretty creepy there. Oh, Trump, send the marshals during the Oscars with the Epstein list.
That would be so funny.
It would be. I would get a tattoo of Donald Trump on my chest if he did that.
Dude, that would be the death blow to Hollywood.
From my neck, so I could still wear a suit and a shirt, but it would be under the shirt from the neck to the belt. I would have a full body Donald Trump if he did that.
Dude. Sleeve, the whole body like Yakuza. Just have your
Donald
hands
Trump's everywhere, all over.
Yeah. Big ones, little ones, sepia tone, different colors. Yeah, man.
Shitty ones that someone like from prison gives you with like a Bic ballpoint pen attached to some little
like make them look shitty. I need all stages of tattoo. Like everybody's first tattoos are like shit. So you got to get all. Yeah, man. That'd be. I consider that as well.
Have you ever seen the UFC fighter Jamal Hill?
Mm-mm.
He was the heavyweight champion. He since lost. He's a. I want to show you his tattoo because me and my son love UFC. We watch a lot of it. We go to Vegas and go to the fights sometimes. Jamal Hill has the all-time worst tattoo I've ever seen, and my son and I laugh every time we see it because this is clearly someone gave you this tattoo on your front porch when you were 15.
Yeah, man, you can tell.
Every time Jamal Hill's going to come out to fight, my son and I go double thumbs up, and I'll show you why. Okay, here's Jamal Hill. He's a great fighter. Here's his tattoo.
Oh no, man! What does that say? North sides. I think there's only one north side.
And whoever did the calligraphy doesn't know how to write calligraphic letters. And those hands are like Mickey Mouse gloves with the 3 lines on them.
Those look like the fingers got cut off. Not like they're bending. It was like they were amputated. God,
That is the worst tattoo of all time. Great
yeah,
fighter.
he was like 15. Hey guys, Northsides.
He's as good a fighter as that tattoo is awful.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But see, he's like, nobody was going to say anything because I'll fuck him up.
Right.
But yeah, that's really bad.
He has the money to get it lasered off now, though. Get it lasered off and get a real tattoo. He had to be like 15 when he got that shit done. Just a young dumbass who had never even seen a good tattoo before. Poor bastard. All right, so she gets the number right on the watch. They're not going to pinch all his stuff off with the pinchy hand.
Yeah, but he says, "All right, I'll be on my way," and then that's when he smacks him. The classic, hit him on the back of the head and knock him out. Love it.
And then who's this guy? This guy's.
Oh, that's the Voodoo.
Oh, that's Voodoo Mama Juju.
Priest guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mr. Samedi.
Jane Seymour, she was a ballerina before she was an actress.
Yeah,
and that guy is a famous choreographer. And so they would hang out a lot in between takes and stuff.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
And there's a really famous picture of them. They used it during the promotion of the movie. She's like in this flowy white dress, and he's like holding her wrist, and he has like that crazy, voodoo fucking look in his eyes and the face paint shit. It's a pretty cool picture.
So anyway, now they tell James Bond he's gonna die. He's going night-night in the back seat. He had a nice bottle of warm milk, and he's night-night in the back seat.
Yeah, once you get warm milk and a cookie in his tummy,
then they drive him. I love the elaborate deaths. They drive him to the crocodile pit that Tee has, and Tee tells him this is where you learn the origin of Tee. That he has to wipe his ass with his left hand now, even though he's right-handed. And
you could probably learn with that hook. You got to be careful.
Maybe there's some sort of bathroom attachment for the hook. Speaking of the bathroom, everyone here, I'm going to make this short and sweet, but believe me, 1,000% I'm correct about this. It's been 5 years in my house. I installed them in every toilet. Get yourself a bidet. Change your life. Change your life. It's like $30 to $50 on Amazon. You can install it if you're not a dumbass. One of the greatest things of all time, the bidet. Jericho, if you don't have it, get it. Okay, change your life.
But what if you like that personal human contact of jamming your hand up in your fucking?
I'm not going to get too gross, but we're talking about poop. But let's look at it this way: you have a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, yes? You have.
I did.
Now you drive it through the mud, and there's mud everywhere, smeared mud, chunks of mud all over your beautiful
chunky mud.
Would you then, with this mud, take a dry towel and wipe the mud off your car and expect it to actually be clean? Or would you wash the car and then towel the car? This is my point.
I would take a dry piece of paper and smear the mud all over my car.
I think you understand what I'm saying here.
That's what I would do. Yeah, I get it.
Like, I just leave the mud on. The cars look cool when they're covered in mud.
It adds character, man.
So I'm just saying the bidet. Much of the rest of the world uses water. Americans, this is one thing I don't think we're getting right with the paper. I feel like this is a blind spot for America. We've done everything else the best.
Maybe that was the trade-off. You guys will dominate the world, but you got to keep putting paper in your ass. All right.
Right.
I take that deal.
$30. Brondell was the brand name I bought, and I've had it for 5 years in my bathrooms in my house. You know why I bought it? I bought it because all the toilet paper was being snatched up in the lockdown. So I'm like, well, if we run out of paper, we'll have this. So I bought them on Amazon and installed them. So
cool.
And there you go. There you go. Anyway, tells him that he's going to be eaten by alligators, just like his right hand was eaten. And James Bond, he runs across a bridge of alligators. You see it right there. He steps on them. This is like something out of a Disney cartoon. Snap, snap, snap.
What? It was a practical effect, and I think it was real.
It sure looks real. They didn't have CGI, but those alligators opened their mouths and moved after he ran on them.
But like when he stepped on them, their mouths. If those are fake, which is a very real possibility, because how are you going to get them to line up? How many times are you going to get this shot? Maybe, but it certainly looked real.
It looks very real compared to the death of Mr. Big. This looks good. So,
that looks Oscar worthy. Are you kidding me? Compared to that, this looks fucking
right. So
this is
yeah,
like
he's surrounded
Schindler's
on this
List.
little island. The alligators start to crawl on it, and there's a line of alligators leading back to the shore, which is only like 15 feet away. He sprints across 5 of them. So the stunt double, if these were living creatures, must have been a really skinny, lightweight guy. Because Roger Moore looks big. He looks like he's 6'2" or 6'3". He looks tall and big.
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Right. So you don't want a 230-pound man stomping on these things. You kill them, right? Or hurt them. So maybe it was like a little horse jockey running on these things' backs. I don't know. So anyway, he makes his way. He gets himself a speedboat. God, he's always in such cool stuff. Boats, planes, fast cars, fast women.
Dude, but this boat scene, I think it was 48 minutes long. Holy shit, man.
And then we run into Bufus T. Rucker, the sheriff of Shit County, Louisiana.
Hey, boy. You better put 10 fingers on that hood, boy.
Right.
But
so yeah,
a few scenes later, he called a white dude boy too, so I don't think it was racist.
So he was an equal opportunity offender. But yeah, the black guys that were out looking for James Bond, he pulls them over, yells at them. Then look at this, a great shot. The speedboat goes flying over the road and over the police car. That's a great shot. That's a great stunt they pulled off there.
Yeah, dude, boy, I don't know how they got that boat to go that damn fast, because that is some air. That's like 10 feet of fucking air over the road.
Right. But it did land on the police cruiser. Yeah, it was like the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. Just flying through the air. But then he wants to and that was the guy chasing him. He's still getting away in his boat. Big pile up, cops, all that. They're after James Bond. They're out, and they already are trying to arrest the black bad guys that were after him. And explosions. This is a good chase scene compared to the first chase scene. That one sucked with the double-decker bus. This one, maybe this is where they spent $6 million of the $7 million budget. You know. And then at the end of it all, the sheriff is he's gonna nail that British son of a bitch. He's gonna arrest James Bond and haul him off to the Huskow. But then Felix Leiter, the CIA agent, is there, and they explain to him and explain to the captain and the sheriff and all that. You can't. He's a British spy, and he's working for us. But then the guy asks, spy for what side? You got to remember, this is the middle of the Cold War, right? Where we hated the commies in Russia. So maybe he was a Russian spy, I guess, is what the sheriff was alluding to. I'm not sure. So we get that kind of superfluous action scene. It's a good scene, though. It's a fun scene. And we go back to the voodoo camp where they're going to sacrifice people and kill them with snakes and stuff like that. And what's-her-face is there, Jane Seymour, Solitaire. And she's about to be killed. The voodoo priest, he comes. It's such a cool entrance for the voodoo priest. They're all dancing and singing, all these like voodoo people. And then a grave opens and he comes up like on a riser. And it's like a 10-second elevation, you know, him just standing there like a Backstreet Boy coming through the stage, you know. And he comes up and they're going to kill her by putting a snake on her and letting it bite her. And then for whatever reason, they turn around and they're all going to, you know, look at voodoo guy here instead of sacrifice her. And then James Bond is able to save her. So it's a fun scene. It reminds me a little bit of King Kong, where it was
very King. I thought that same thing. The white dress
going to be sacrificed, right?
Yeah, the way her arms are, and by the cannibals. Yeah, that was very.
And I didn't ever see a young Jane Seymour until I saw this movie. I only know her from that Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
Oh, 1993.
I did not know. I did not know what a fox Jane Seymour was when she was a youngin'.
Yeah, Jane Seymour was hot.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
She's a bad biddy.
Yeah.
A bad biddy. Yeah.
So he's able to get her, but then they end up down in, I love the underground layer in the granite, you know, the granite halls of Mr. Big. There's a bad guy named Whisper. There's Mr. Big himself. And earlier we were introduced to this air gun to stave off sharks, I guess, when he's out in the water. And it shoots these pellets that super inflate things. So Yaphet Kotto has his gun, and he does the whole thing where he explains to Bond, oh, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this. We got a monorail. And what we learn is the whole big shebang is he does heroin. He doesn't do heroin. He sells heroin, and he's going to get them. He does heroin, and he sells heroin, and he's going to corner the market on it, become the most powerful, richest heroin dealer by his dealing and his backbiting. And he tells James Bond his whole plan and elaborately how everything works. Asks James Bond about his magical inflating gun that inflates things. He takes the gun and shoots it right at one of his lackeys that's sitting on a couch, and it blows the couch up like a big balloon and knocks the guy off, and he just laughs. He's like shooting at his own guys.
Yeah, but you get to see
how it works.
Stupid gun, yeah.
Right.
Which unfortunately comes into play
Right.
very, very soon.
So they tied James Bond and Solitaire to this crane, and they put them over a pit with sharks in it here in the cave. And then he comes up to James Bond and slices his arm, so blood will drip into the water to make the sharks go into a frenzy to eat them. And then James Bond uses his magnet watch to steal the that air capsule that inflates everything and then eventually blows it up. It was to kill sharks. I guess you shoot the pellet in the shark, then it'll inflate and blow up the shark, I guess was the thinking.
Yeah.
Roger Moore and Jane Seymour are the British Burt Reynolds and Sally Field. You know what movie I want to do that I've never seen, but I saw a clip from the other day and I've heard about it since I was a kid? Is Smokey and the Bandit. That seems so 70s. So
Sally Fields. Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's a great movie with Jackie Gleason, of course, Burt Reynolds. Yeah, man, it's the shit.
Right. So he steals the little pellet, puts it in his pocket. He's able to cut the ropes. She gets away a little bit into another part of the room. He's fighting Yaphet Kotto in a knife fight. When he gets off the rope thing, he takes out the one guard in the red shirt that was there. He takes that guy out and knocks him into like a giant torpedo or a giant bomb or something and locks him inside of it.
That's where they were putting the drugs in.
Oh, it was a little submarine for the drugs. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And then they have a knife fight. He tackles him into the water and shoves the fucking air inflation thing into Yaphet Kotto's mouth. Oh. You have to see this. Hold on.
But how did he not spit it out?
That's
just fucking. Why would he swallow this fucking spit it out?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go find it and go to that moment in the movie. I want to play it just 5 seconds.
No.
Hold on. Just 5 seconds of it.
It's
so awful, dude. But people have to see this to believe it. Hold on. Live and Let Die. I rented it on YouTube, so I can bring it up here. Hold on. Come on, where is it? Sorry about that, but you got to see it. He shoves this little air thing in his mouth, and then it auto inflates, I guess.
Yeah.
But I have so many problems.
But to crazy levels, to fucking just you'll see.
Yeah, if I can get it to load, having a little trouble loading this.
Yes.
It won't put an image up. Kanaga Death, Live and Let Die. Okay, here it is. I found it. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. Watch. This is the fucking worst.
It is.
Okay, I'll put it over here. So they're underwater. He shoved this air capsule, this high pressure air capsule thing in Kanaga, Yaphet Kotto's mouth. Look at his body here, dude. Did you see that? Look at that.
Gabe, like I said, man, 1973.
Look at that. He fills with air, flies to the ceiling, and then blows up.
1973.
And then she asks James, "Where's Mr. Big?" And he says he always did have an inflated sense of himself.
No.
It's unbelievable. I got to play that one more time. It's such an awful special effect.
Fucking James.
Let's put it in slow-mo. Hold on. I'll slow it down. Playback speed. We'll do it half speed. Look at this shit. This is fucking brutal. Look at this. Whoop.
That's bad, man.
That's so terrible. So that is the end of Mr. Big. He's done. So they're getting away and they're headed back to, I don't know, New York or something from New Orleans. And then Felix Leiter says, "Why do you guys want to take a 14-hour train ride instead of just a 2-hour flight? What could you possibly do for 14 hours? Wink, wink.
Yeah, get up in those tarot cards.
Yeah. So then they are playing, not solitaire. I don't know what. They're playing gin rummy. Right.
They're playing
gin rummy.
Fucking
and
Kanish.
I noticed that window behind them of the scenery going by. It was rear projection. They're not really on a train here.
Yeah.
That's a movie screen. You can tell.
And they did that also in the boat scene where they're getting ready to swim to the island before he got caught. The same thing. Right.
So then in the mail part of the train where they have all these giant mail bags of post office stuff, the Snippy Claw Hand comes out.
Yeah, she gets fucker.
And then back in their they have a sleeper car that they're in. So they have a fold-out bed. They have probably a little shower and a little couch and stuff like that. You can sleep on the train as you travel. I want to do that. I've never done that. I think it'd be fun to do at least once.
Yeah, train ride would be cool.
I saw this Orient Express, dude. You have an oak paneled bedroom with a full tub and shower. It's a guy on YouTube named Trek Trendy, and all he does is fly first class planes and trains and cruise ships. He must be very wealthy, but these trips are like $20,000 and stuff like that. He's like, all told, for my trip from Calais, France to Istanbul was $22,000. He's a British guy. Damn. Really fun channel. You should watch it. Everyone here should check out Trek Trendy. Really fun channel. But she says, man, look at this. Look at her, man. She is cute. Look at this outfit. So she's ready to test out the durability of that elevated fold-down bed with Mr. Bond himself.
Yeah, it doesn't give you I don't like it suspended like that. It doesn't give me a lot of faith in, its ability to hold weight, especially when you're not just going to be laying up there. You're going to be moving around,
If it's me, I'm putting some blankets and pillows on the floor. And then when that's over, you can go up to the bed when that's over. You know what I mean? So anyway, she goes up, lays in the bed. She's waiting for her lover to come. He's in the bathroom brushing his teeth or doing whatever he's doing. And then Clawhand, who had turned off some of the lights by breaking the fuse box outside, he comes in with this horrible special effect prop of the Clawhand, flips the bed up, locking her in the wall, has a big wrestling match fight with James Bond. James clips some of the cables in his Clawhand, making it stuck to the windowsill, throws him out of the train, ripping off the mechanical arm and killing him.
Yeah, he grips around like the handle on something because he clips the cables and it makes it malfunction, and he grabs like a handle used to like open the window.
Right.
And that's where he just says,
Secretary, not sure. Would you do? I'm going to get you second. Sure. I bet that'd be really funny.
Hilarious.
I bet that'd be really funny. Is that Keenan Ivory Wayans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And Damon Wayans and a bunch of.
My daughter just performed with one of the Wayans. She performed with Jeff Garlin and some other comedians, but then the niece or something of the Wayans was.
It's like Damon Wayans' daughter or something like that.
Yeah, and Minnie killed. Her career has just hit she's like a rocket ship right now. She's doing so good at all the clubs and different things. But she did. I made this ad here. I'll show you real quick. I showed this on the show before, but my daughter's had so many great shows, roast battles, all that. But she was with Jeff Garland, Larry David's buddy, my daughter. At the Belly Up, but my daughter's at the clubs all the time. We're going to be in Hollywood in a few weeks at the Comedy Store again. We've been there a million times for her show she's doing up there. But that Shantae Wayans, my daughter said she was really funny. So is there a more talented comedy family than the Wayans family? Keenan Ivory, Damon Wayans, Marlon Wayans, who else? Kim Wayans. Who else is there? There's this Shantae Wayans. Like that is a roster of hilarious people, dude.
Yeah.
Very funny family.
Nurture versus nature.
Yeah. So James Bond throws Clawhand out the train, and then he tells the girl, hey, we're getting in bed anyway. So, she was kind of unaware of it because she got flipped up and never saw Clawhand. And James just rolls it off like, oh, it was just cleaning up or whatever. He says some little line to roll it off. They get in bed, and then the final shot of the movie is a voodoo priest riding on the front of the train, and he does he's been doing the whole movie, his this big hearty laugh he's been doing.
Yeah.
And then it's over. That is Live and Let Die.
Yeah, and it's like Gabe said earlier, it's every bit of 2 hours.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Overall, I liked it. I didn't think I'd like any Bonds besides Sean Connery mostly. Like, I think he's such a great Bond. This feels just like Connery's Bonds. It feels very similar. It feels very similar. So I like it. I'll be watching more Roger Moore. So.
Yeah, A View to a Kill with Walken and Grace Jones. That's another one that was more from. I remember that a little bit more because it was in the 80s.
Well, it's got a great poster. That's the one where they're on the Golden Gate, right?
Yeah. And then
on the poster, he's standing on the support beams of the Golden Gate holding a gun.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was an awesome movie for what I thought it was going to be. Very entertaining. Had that popcorn. The James Bond stuff feels so comic booky in a good way. You know what I mean? It is outrageous, but in a good way. and he's always having his quip and his little one-liners and his little ways, his clever little ways he gets out of danger and death and all that. So I think we learned a lot tonight. How do you feel about it, Jericho?
For sure, man. And you know, again, the coolness and the unflappable, just no, I'll be right back, darling. I shan't be long. You know, that's the coolest thing about him. And when you have that, then yeah, you can beat up the guys and not mess up your hair and get all the chicks. You know, James Bond is the greatest, except for Pierce Brosnan.
Right. Not a fan of Pierce Brosnan.
Nope.
Danford says, looking great. Gabe, is this your James Bond look? Of course. Yes, of course, darling. Of course, Miss Montepinner.
All
right. I think that next week might be another Roger Moore one. We might come up with something else, but I do want to get into more of these because I think they're fun. They're very interesting to see. It was a very definite period in time, a lot of transition in American culture.
Yeah.
So,
and you never know. We're crazy. So you don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. We could go to a giant piece of crap movie. We love doing those because they're fun to make fun of.
Hey, Gabe, you know I got some in the chamber. You just let me know.
They can't be like Bulletproof Monk. They can't be.
You let me know when you're ready for a shitty one, buddy. I got it for you. Don't worry. There is one. Scary. There is one that I want to do. I don't know if you're up on the Cobra Kai, that TV show, but it was kind of a resurgence of this guy's career, and he's a pretty major character in that show.
Okay.
But his name's Thomas Ian Griffith, and he played Mr. Silver in that show. But anyway, he had a movie back in the day. I want to say 93 or something like that. But this was one of those.
Is this like The Perfect Weapon again? Because that was so bad.
Yeah, it's something like that, but I don't remember it being that bad.
Okay.
But it was kind of one of those gems. Yeah, 1993. If you want to pull it up, just check it out real quick.
What's it called?
Kind of get Excessive Force with Thomas Ian Griffith. And just look at the gun he's holding on the cover. I mean, this is one of those movie store gems, you know, in the 90s.
Okay. Oh my God.
Look at that cover, dude.
Hold on. I gotta find the best picture I can of this.
And he has like the long duster, you know, the full length coat, like that. He's kicking ass, man. He's kicking ass. Yeah, look at that cannon. Look at that extended barrel on that thing.
Excessive Force.
Fucking dude, it's badass. But
this July, Thomas Ian Griffith.
This summer,
enough shit. No more,
man.
Mr. Nice Guy.
This summer. Hell yeah! Right in May of '93.
That's prime right there. That is prime action movie time.
Yeah, this is. I remember my dad renting this. Oh, Lance Henriksen is in it.
Oh, Lance Henriksen. We love him. Lance Henriksen's greatest role is the bad guy hippie killer biker in Stone Cold.
How can you be a hippie killer biker? You might be asking yourself.
This reminds me of my father's last words. Put that gun down, son. It's loaded. That is such a great line.
Golly, dude. So
Stone Cold. Dude fails to save anybody's life and then struts off into the sunset like he's the greatest hero ever.
So bad.
If you guys haven't seen Stone Cold, search my YouTube channel. Jericho and I and an older friend we had who used to do the show with us, Shantha and Jetty, we reviewed Stone Cold like 2.5 years ago. One of the funniest episodes of this show we've ever done. That movie is over the top garbage. It's a fun movie to watch. If you watch that with friends, you're going to laugh your head off. It's so stupid, that movie.
But there's different levels of garbage because you have some enjoyable garbage like Stone Cold, but then you have super garbage like what we watched last week and Bulletproof Monk. So
Junior, where Arnold Schwarzenegger has a baby. I've tried to watch that like 2 more times. I can't get past like a half hour. It's so boring and so bad. We have to do it. That is the white whale for me for this show. We have to do Junior. We have to, because it's so awful it shouldn't exist. It's so awful. It's just, I don't even know how that got made.
Whatever you want to do, man. I'm ready to tackle that when you are.
All right, guys. Hit the like, hit the share. Follow me on X. I'm Big Man Comics on X. I'm Gabe Eltaeb. Everywhere else, you see how to spell it. It's a little tricky. Jericho Green, he's all over YouTube and Instagram and X too. He's Green_Jericho on X. He is JG Talk 2 on Instagram, and then just Jericho Green and Green's House on YouTube. Anything you want to promote before we get out of here, bud?
Just keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Cranking up, damn it. Cranking out the hits. So much content these days. So just keep a lookout on all my platforms.
All right, and go to bigmancomics.com and check out some of my awesome graphic novels and awesome t-shirts. We got a lot more stuff coming up very soon. Some huge announcements of a distribution marketing deal that the contract was pretty much almost finalized today. Something great, huge announcement on that coming. And we will talk to you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Pacific. I'll be solo live drawing the Tyrus comic book. Yes, Tyrus from Gutfeld. He and I are making a comic book. I'll be drawing that for an hour and taking questions from the chat. Please join me then. Friday, Matthew Marsden will join Jericho and I from 11 to noon right here for the second episode of Datitude. We're talking all politics, but mostly about family and being fathers and trying to be good men in a crazy, fucked up world. So we'll see you tomorrow and Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific right here. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace.